podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another jam-packed edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. And when I say jam-packed, man, we bringing you the heat. 9:30 a.m. Who do we got scheduled? Looking like, let me check the calendar because I even got a snuck one in there. All right, so we're gonna have some heavyweight action since Adam Kovnacki got stopped yesterday and his undefeated record has been halted. We're going to keep that same energy and continue to bring on heavyweights. We got the young, undefeated American Ronald Hines on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Ohio Runs Boxing. I know you'll be happy with that selection. Also, we'll have Philadelphia's own Hank Lundy, and then a special treat, not on the schedule. Apologies, Mario and Mike, if you're out there. Samson Lewickovich, the promoter of the Banana, Jeison Rosario, because it seems like Julian Williams has reportedly not activated his rematch clause with Jeison Rosario, who took his WBA and IBF and IBO super-welterweight titles. Now, this could obviously open the door for a unification between Jermell Charlo, the WBC champion, to take on the IBO, WBA, and IBF champion in Jeison Rosario. Now, obviously, there's a mandatory out there by Bakhram, Murtazaliev or Liev, something like that. I believe it may be a Abel Sanchez fighter, Eastern European. Not really sure. But he's on the outside looking in, man. He can't come in with his mandatory bull crap and try to ruin his unifications. Give us a 154-pound unification. We've been waiting for a long time for Undisputed. It was supposed to happen with Jermell Charlo and Julian Williams. Actually, Jermell Charlo and Jarrett Hurd. That didn't happen because of Julian Williams. Then Jermell Charlo and, Julian Williams. That didn't happen because of Tony Harrison. Then Julian Williams and J-Rock, and that didn't happen because of Rosario. It's just been a consistent pushback due to the competitive nature of 154 pounds. So this is what we're going to be talking about. If you're interested, you already know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype from anywhere in the world. Let me head on out to Corpus Christi, Texas, to my main man, Mario Munguia.
It's me, Mario.
What is up? What is up? Yeah, listen, this is comes as a pretty, I don't even want to say surprising move. I think that I'll say it's surprising for the era. You don't usually see people pass on a rematch clause, especially when they have first negotiation right. So that's a little. That's definitely news all in itself. But the fact that we could finally get that fight, the unification, the Rosario fight, is a pretty decent fight. But like you said, it's hard to put any real blame anywhere. We were going to get it with Hurd. All signs pointed to that. He loses. We were supposed to get it with J-Rock, and now we're in a situation where finally they can kind of lay it down. Here's Julian Williams kind of and I don't even think he's stepping out of the way. They said that the reports are that he wants to use this time to recover from recent surgery. And so, I think that's a really smart idea. I think that's smart. I think J-Rock suffered some losses that definitely could account for injuries that he's talked about, and he just hasn't been 100% for a long time. So that's, I think, the smart thing to do, to go this route. But at the end of the day, this isn't still like the money fight that Jermell Charlo wants. This isn't the big name that's going to send him over, but it's just it's a good fight on paper. It's a really good fight on paper, and it just sounds like a Fox card to me, main event. But yeah, I would look forward to it if it happens. Again, nothing official yet, nothing even really concrete at this point. But all signs point to it, and really, I think that last piece of the puzzle with Williams not exercising the rematch clause, because there was a rematch clause. Deciding not to exercise it kind of paints the path for us. So
honestly, I'm hoping to get more information when we get Jeison Rosario's promoter on. I'm sure he'll let something slip out and give us some indication as to what exactly is taking place with Julian Williams and what could possibly be next for Jeison Rosario. If not Jermell Charlo, what would you like to see the newly crowned champion do?
God, that's such a loaded question. Look, okay. If we're going to just talk about it simple, like what fight would I want? Honestly, I don't mind the Williams rematch if it were to happen. I really wouldn't have minded it. It was a solid fight, and J-Rock's been in a lot of them. But I would rather him take the break and, focus on getting healthier. But this is the fight that I want. This is the fight that I want. Any other fight in the division is just like the letdown. It just comes up notches. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, well, that fight's good. That fight's not as good, but it's still good. I mean, it's a loaded division, so there's plenty of opportunities. But no, this is the fight that I want. I want to see Jermell Charlo in the ring, and I've wanted to see him with Hurd. I wanted to see him with J-Rock, and now at this point, give him the winner. I just think that the more the winners fight each other, the better off we'll be, and we'll weed out the rest. And it'll come down to us finding a solidified number one.
Now, I don't think, and we'll find out, that Rosario has any PBC ties. Maybe there's an option because this was a PBC fight. But as far as I know, he's a Samson Lewickovic fighter. Can you imagine anything outside the box happening?
No, I really can't. I think that we've seen Samson has, relationships in certain divisions with certain promoters, and obviously he is free to do what he wants if he has no contractual lockdown. But at the same time, there's a difference between holding all the cards as a free agent, which I feel like Rosario doesn't fully have at all. And then there's a difference between, kind of having your pick of the litter within a specific promotion. But, I don't think he has the negotiation power. And again, we'll talk to Samson. We'll find out to dictate anything against any other promoter. So I don't think he does go anywhere. I think that if he's not already contractually obligated to have another fight under the PBC banner, then, this point is moot. And even if he doesn't, I think that there's definitely strong implications that he comes back because they have a healthy chunk of the division.
They definitely do. So at 154 pounds, possible options would be Jermell Charlo, which we're discussing, out of Houston, WBC champion, longtime veteran, and really, I guess, the most dominant figure in the division until Hurd took him out, Islandri Lara. I think that's a good option. It shows that if Jeison could beat him, he can beat multiple styles, and a, truly talented fighter in terms of boxing IQ and skill. You got Jarrett Hurd. He just changed trainers to Shakur Stevenson's trainer, Kei Kimura. That could be a good fight. Are they ready? Maybe, maybe not. They just fought Chi Santana, who was a career 140-pounder. They moved him up to make sure that Jared got the win. He did get the win. Are they ready for Jeison Rosario, who seems to be one of the biggest in the division? I don't know. Brian Castellano is going to be taking on Patrick Teixeira for the 154-pound WBO title that he was elevated to when he won an eliminator versus my boy Carlos Adames, the Dominican. There's Sergio Garcia. He's out there. I believe his biggest win is a European level win. He beat someone in the UK, maybe Eggington, something like that. Nothing too flashy. I'll click on him, but he just got one big win not too long ago. Nothing serious, but he's a name in the division, slightly. There goes his win, Ted Cheeseman. So it wasn't even who I thought, So he beat Ted Cheeseman, and he continues to move up. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna have to face him pretty soon. He's not the biggest name, but his name keeps popping up. Michael Soto, also a name that's been in that division for a long time. Now, again, if we can't make a unification, are we giving Jeison a victory lap? Or is he to be thrown into the fire? He's only 24 years old. That's young. Maybe Samson wants to take care of him. Do they go the Erickson Lubin route, southpaw? Julian Williams already said no. Tony Harrison is out there. Now, Tony Harrison's been able to make a big name for himself off those Charlo fights. What better way than prepare you for the Charlo unification with Rosario than to put him in there with a common opponent? Upset-minded Tony Harrison, who, let's be honest, some of these promoters should know that push comes to shove, later rounds, he gasses. The bigger, stronger Rosario may be able to handle him. But we've seen Harrison upset people before. I would stop there. The rest of the names are really lackluster. Jack Coolclay, Austin Trout. Not that Austin Trout is lackluster. It's just that Austin has his own plan. You want to go to 47, keep doing that. I want to actually see you accomplish that. Everything else is like whatever. Kerman Lahagora, Humberto Soto, Hironobo. Hito Horombo, because he's Japan. I don't know. I'm probably still murdering that shit. But none of them dudes, jump out at me and make me want to see them in the ring. Maybe James Kirkland, but he's busy with Madman Marcos Hernandez. Maybe Cordell Booker, but it's too early for him. He still needs a decent name to put him on this level. So, yeah, not too many options, but definitely enough options if you're just doing a victory lap.
Listen, it's not a lot of option in terms of routes you can go. There are a lot of different fights, but a lot of them kind of hold the same ground. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of sharks in this division. Where do you go? It's a fucking minefield. You're gonna step on the Lara minefield, the Jarrett Hurd minefield, the Erickson Lubin minefield, the J-Rock minefield, the Castellano minefield. Where are you gonna go? Wherever you go, it's a tough fight. Even the Tony Harrison, Austin Trout fights are tough. I don't mind him taking a victory lap. But at the same time, I don't know if it's because I've been programmed to accept a victory lap or not. These promoters, they're very smart. They started, they do this. And when you start watching boxing at an early age and you realize that you're never going to get it the way that it's promoted, in the sense that these fights take so much time to develop financially and to get down contractually, that you're okay with when these guys have a big fight that they go right at or they take a victory lap. It's very few that you have like the Canelos of the world that'll take these really tough fights back to back. But just going through a few of the options, I don't think he needs a Lara. I think that the kind of the rule in the division used to be like you needed Lara on your division, win, loss, or draw, just to say that you fought him. But I don't think you need Lara on your record anymore to be the top of the division. At some point, it's going to have to be up to Lara if he can make it back to the top of the division. And I mean, like that upper echelon. So,
but that's what I'm saying, though.
It's not
like,
a bad fight.
He's an older name with a big name. So if you're the Jeison Rosario clique, you're looking at it like, all right, this is an old lion, slightly shop worn, maybe tired of doing these 8 to 10 week training camps, already been to the mountaintop numerous times, Do we want him or do we want a young up and coming Erickson Lubin who, was, for lack of a better word and with no disrespect, embarrassed on his, moment to shine and desperately seeking that attempt to shine again. So he may take full advantage of a quote unquote victory lap with Rosario. So for Rosario, you want to be safe, but you also want to maximize. And who brings more clout, Lara or Lubin? I say Lara. Who brings more clout? You need a guy that's going to help boost his profile in the interim. He wanted to face his rematch. I'm sure he wants to do the unification. Those are the two biggest. If that can't happen, as a promoter, they need to look for the next biggest option. And by biggest, it could be biggest fight, biggest profile raising fight, biggest money fight, all those things. Again, the names are a bit scarce. It's top heavy. Charlo, Lara, Hurd, Castellano, Kell Brook. That's the option. Sampson should talk to Eddie, take him to the UK, do Kell Brook in Sheffield, and raise his profile. I don't even know the last time a Dominican has been to the UK other than myself, right? But I'm talking fighting, really, the truth. When's there been a Dominican boxer in the UK? Did we see one that maybe the lighter weight that I didn't notice? That's a good profile raising fight. If the unification isn't there. If, he can't get that Charlo fight, I like the Brook fight even more than I like the Lara fight. Laura's a good profile raising fight here in the U.S., but I think that, Brook does that for Rosario internationally, But again, I want the unification if they can go straight into it. Will they? That's yet to be seen. Will they risk giving, Rosario a tune-up, since that's kind of what's got us in this position. Giving guys a tune-up keeps prolonging the unification. So will they do it again? I don't know. I'm not sure.
You're absolutely right. But it comes down to Rosario and what he wants, I think, ultimately, and what his camp wants. And he's earned that right, just like Jarrett Hurd earned the right before him, and just like J-Rock earned the right before him. I think it comes down to what Rosario wants, but I don't know. It's kind of a moot point in the sense that, like I said, it's a minefield out there. Look,
but did you hear my Brook option? Because I know you stepped away. What do you think about Brook?
I didn't hear your Brook option. I like Brook. I like it.
Brook and Sheffield. I think Brook and Sheffield in the UK. I don't remember any Dominican fighting in the UK. I think that raises the profile of Rosario. I think that Brook is a bigger name than Islandri Lara. Lara's achieved a lot, but Brook has done pay-per-view.
Yeah, listen, the UK would be, I think, a great market to get started with. That definitely would launch Rosario into a certain platform, especially with the Kell Brook name. It's a huge deal, Is it the equivalency to him getting like, I don't know. I was going to say Canelo, but that doesn't make sense.
What do you think about this?
That does make sense for like America, but it's like the UK version of landing like that big money fight.
Yes, Williams and all my UK listeners, yes, the clocks have changed. You know that America deals with daylight savings. We have gone back So the show does start at 1 p.m. for you, and it does start at, 12 midnight for you, I think? 7 turns to midnight now instead of 1 or 11 p.m.? I'm not sure. But yes, we are on daylight savings. We did go back, so the show has been starting earlier for the UK. So yeah, man, I mean, I guess enjoy, right? You get to catch it before you go to bed. But, all right, so we're talking Brooke, Rosario, and people are saying, no way Brooke takes that fight. I'm saying there's 3 titles on the line, and you'll get hometown advantage. Why wouldn't you take that fight?
Yeah, I don't know. The only reason I think would be because it seems like a Rosario opportunity, and you would have to. It would have to be a situation where Kell Brook could feel like he's in the driver's seat. But it's like, is this really him shooting a shot just because there's a title on the line? We all know what Kell Brook wants at this stage in his career, and names like Rosario aren't necessarily them. That said, to collect a title belt in the interim would be definitely something of note. So I wouldn't say he wouldn't take it, but yeah, if I had to bet, I don't think he would, honestly.
Now, we do have to talk about the possibility of Brooke not taking this option, because there's been some rumors that he'll fight Crawford. Now, he hasn't fought at 147 in so long. He's been campaigning at 54. It's 3 belts at 54 with a 24-year-old, fairly new champion. Or do you go down, fight Crawford at 147, a weight that you couldn't make, a weight that your promoter used to say he'd rather you vacate the belt than fight Errol Spence? Do you go backwards 2 years, try to suck down to fight pound for pound number 1, arguably, Terrence Crawford for 1 belt? What do you think gets Kell Brook the bigger prestige? Beating Crawford for 1 belt or beating Rosario at a bigger weight for 3 belts?
I see where you're coming from. I do. And I don't think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people would just automatically say Crawford, no questions asked, which I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say Crawford, no questions asked. Absolutely. I believe it's the Crawford fight. That said, it isn't an easy situation because you have a guy who's got multiple titles, and that puts you in a situation to unify in such a really quick amount of time. That said, though, I think Kell Brook at this stage in his career is much more attracted to the big name fights, the big name fighters, the guys that are going to get him on ESPN, the guys that are going to get him on Dazn, the guys that are going to get him on Fox. So I think that the much more attractive option for him would be Crawford. But I'm not in that camp, so I can't say. Physically, would I believe a fight against Rosario would be a more competitive, better fight? Absolutely, and one that I think Kell Brook could win. But that said, I just don't think he's at this stage in his career. I don't think he's thinking, oh, let me get, supremacy over division. I think he's saying, let me get supremacy over the names of my generation. Who can I, in 5-10 years when I'm retired, who can I point at and say, well, this is the fight that, I did this, or this is the fight I did that. And Crawford would be such a huge milestone. Crawford
would be a huge win. It would be a huge win. It would be an upset because he wouldn't be the favorite. So maybe there is no arguing that Crawford is the bigger fight for him. But I don't know that in the long run, the Rosario win, if possible, wouldn't be bigger. Again, 3 titles. He's moving up. It's considered, or he will be considered, a 2-divisional world champion. Also, he would be the underdog. He's the natural welterweight. He's moving up. So the story will be there. The credit will be given to Brooke. It would be something that I don't know how many other UK dudes have done before him. Yes, the Crawford win is big, but I think that the unification win at 54 from Jeison Rosario, a guy who's considered a true threat because of what he did to Williams, will fall slightly under that if not ring just as loud, only Crawford being who he is, it's Crawford will always trump. That headline will always trump anything Rosario does because people consider Crawford pound for pound, arguably. But I think that if he beats if Brook beats Rosario, that's right underneath there. Like, that's right there. If Brook beats Rosario, they'll still be talking about Crawford. They'll still be talking about Crawford and Brook, even more. Even more. It would give a true validity to Brook's 154-pound campaign.
Agreed. Very, very much agreed. That said, though, I think the question comes down to what you said very early in your statement. You talked about the Rosario fight being better for the long term. I agree with you. That said, I'm not confident in Kell Brook's long term. I don't know. We've heard so many interviews with him where he sounds not deflated, but almost ready to kind of get to his next chapter in the fight sport, really in just his professional athletic career. And so his career is definitely winding down. At this stage, we've seen what guys do, and they rack up as many big name fights as they can, regardless of whether or not they truly have a shot in those fights or what the media says or what fans say. So, again, I think he goes the Crawford route just because I'm not confident in Kell Brook's long-term in the sport, let alone a single division. But I agree with you. If he beat Rosario, forget Crawford. I mean, he's just one of many names that would enter, the stratosphere for Kell Brook, and it would be definitely a resurgence for him. And it would be a resurgence that he could dictate himself. So, it would definitely put him in the best situation. Now, if he were to go and shock the world against Crawford, the same things happen on a much grander stage. So, both routes could be lucrative. One is, in my opinion, his agreement that he's going to stick around in a division for a longer time and fight guys. That would be if he took the junior middleweight shot. That said, going to fight Crawford, who knows what's next? I mean, it could be a swan song. It could be. So it just depends where he's at in his career, I guess.
Listen, I think the Crawford fight is the wrong fight for him. It's the wrong fight, man. It's Apollo, Creed, Rocky, the trainer scene all over again. It's you don't need that right now, champ. You don't need that. And if you can beat Rosario, because Eddie can absolutely tempt Rosario to the UK. He can't make Crawford go to the UK. You know what I mean? Kell Brook doesn't have enough cachet for Crawford to go to the UK. Plus, ESPN's going to want the Crawford fight. It'll be a pay-per-view that may or may not do well based on Crawford's previous pay-per-view sales. Like, the better fight for Kell Brook would be to go the Rosario route and then come back at Crawford. Imagine coming back to Crawford in the negotiation table with 354-pound belts. It's different, bro. It's different. He's definitely should consider the Rosario fight. Eddie needs to send an offer because who else could tempt Rosario to foreign soil? Who else is big enough? Like, I just went down the names. Honestly, who else can really steal A-side advantage from Rosario? Maybe Charlo in a unification, and I'm sure that Samson is going to try and make it neutral ground in Las Vegas. So really, who? Who can do what Brook can do? Who can make Rosario come to the UK? Castellano can't take him with him to Argentina, and Laura damn sure ain't taking him to Cuba. Like, where the fuck? Sergio Garcia's all of a sudden going to say, yo, come main event with me in Spain? No. No one else can do it. No one else has the power or the pull. Maybe Tim Tszyu, who's already busy, right? Costa Tszyu's son, he's busy with Jeff Horn. He's busy with Jeff Horn, and he's not a big enough name. Hardcores won't take him serious. That dude's he hasn't fought a living soul. And Charles Conway, while he's got, a decent resume and he's coming off of a death on the record and shit like that, he's not big enough in Ohio. He ain't bringing nobody to Ohio right now. You know what I mean? There's no one out there. No one. Kirkland got to go on a tear up to say, yo, let's do it in Texas. And again, he's not ready. He need, like I said, a Terra would be too many fights.
Well, that's the whole reason why you asked me the question, where should he go? What should he do if he doesn't get this Jermell fight? That's the fight that I want. I don't even want to consider a backup plan because this is going to unify the titles. Rosario is the IBF and WBC. The only other aspect of it is that I forgot completely until I looked it up right now that Iris Lindy Lara holds the regular WBA belt. I completely forgot. And
well, that don't even matter. What matters is there's a mandatory out there that could fuck all this up that no one even knows.
No, that's where I was going with it, is that, this isn't one of those situations where it's like, oh, look, I'm always in favor of interims, regulars, supers, fighting the champion and getting rid of these belts. I've always been in favor of that. But that doesn't happen nearly as much as it should. And we all know the reason why, and not to speculate or even get into it because, I don't think that there's a set of ears listening to this right now that doesn't understand that these sanctioning bodies are doing these for, sanction fees and stuff. That's why they give these belts out. But, I think that there's just this unfinished business at junior middleweight that has been caused by all these fights and upsets. And some of them are even really upsets in the truest sense of the, manner. You're talking about Jared Hurd and J-Rock and Jermell Charlo and Tony Harrison. I mean, these are the top guys in the division. And this is a division where I think all these guys could fight each other 10 times. And who knows how many times they'd even win these fights, So it's very competitive is the whole point I'm trying to make. And right now, I don't think Rosario, there's a wrong place for him to go in the division. Oh, there are definitely wrong decisions. And there's definitely fights that he doesn't need, but no matter where he goes, nobody's going to, as long as it's one of those guys in the division, one of the top guys, nobody's going to say it's a bad decision. Nobody's going to complain about the fight. At least they shouldn't. But with all due respect to all those guys, this unification is long overdue, and I just think we need it at this point.
So I hate the world has so many different time zones, man. My contact for Ronald Hines is West Coast, and we're still waiting on Ronald Hines. And I hate late interviews because it eats into the time of the next person.
Yeah,
and I'm definitely keeping my schedule right. At 10, we have a few people. I have to decide what am I gonna do. Am I gonna push Hank back and get, you know what? I'm going to get Samson. Hines is the one dropping the ball, man. Hold on. Hold me down, champ. No dead air.
Yes, sir. No problem. And first of all, really, I just want to say, in those situations, I think, what we try to do best is get the interview in, but we usually rush them, and I don't like rushing guys. I don't like rushing interviews. I like giving everybody their time, but it's really hard to do in those situations, especially when we have a schedule. But anyway, back to the whole point. The junior middleweight division, when it had Canelo in it, there was this clear path. There was this clear road. I always look at divisions for guys kind of like Street Fighter or like Double Dragon, if you remember those games. I'm 33, so obviously I do. It's kind of like, you get to these levels and these stages with the 154, it's, different.
All right, Mario, hate to interrupt, but we do have promoter Samson Lewikovich live on the line. Samson, how are you? Good morning. First and foremost, thank you for taking out the time to come on the program. We do appreciate that.
No, it's my pleasure because always I say the press and people like you make boxing better and inform. That is good.
Well, thank you. I just want to say people like you have truly been making boxing better. You go down as one of the promoters to find the best talent from the likes of Javier Fortuna to now Jeison Rosario to legends like Sergio Martinez, even Manny Pacquiao. I mean, your eye for talent definitely speaks for itself. Now, this morning, we are talking Jeison Rosario La Banana and the possibility of him maybe facing Jermell Charlo. What could you tell us now that the news is broken that Julian Williams doesn't want the rematch?
Well, I really strongly believe that he will fight a meaningful fight in July. However, it's not in say. Everybody, say that Charlo, but till now it's not in the horizon. However, there's 2 or 3 really good fights that we can make on Rosario.
Which
banana is not a regular banana. Remember that banana at $129,000? Well, this is one is a little bit bigger than that. So we see what it be, what it can come. But in this moment, we have a Jared Hart that it can be, Erickson Levine, that another one, Tony Harrison.
Nice.
And definitely Charlo,
And you said it in July.
And that division is pretty good. Yeah.
And do you have a location? Does Rosario, because he doesn't have a home base, him being from the Dominican Republic, now he's holding camp in Miami. Where would you call his home?
New York. The biggest Dominican population is in New York City, and everybody's talking now about the bananas. And that is the only one, Banana Rosario.
Hey, Samson, this is Mario Munguia. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let me just ask you real quick, how long ago were y'all informed, or were you aware, or that you picked up some sort of news that J-Rock wasn't going to exercise his rematch clause?
Well, we have a contract that everybody signed for the rematch that he expired. And when he expired, it's void. And that happened on February 27, I believe.
So technically, he just never reached out to you to exercise it, and the time span on the contract expired.
Yeah, we have a few conversations, and but nothing concrete. But he let him go. But I believe that is the right move for him, because first of all, I believe he have health issues, and he needs a minor operation. So why would she do something to hurt Rosario? This guy, William, is one of the nicest person you can meet in boxing, and is very honorable. And he understood that he cannot stop the career of Rosario.
Can you just walk me back? When did you find him? How did you find him, and what did you see in Rosario?
Well, Rosario is with me from Pro Debut. I find it in Pro Debut. Most of my guys, like Fortuna and others, is almost like now Sebastian Fundora, the Tower Inferno. All this is almost from Pro Debut, every one of us. And when he lost the first fight in Las Vegas, I told him to Rosario, the problem that you cannot finish anyone in this the sport with one punch. You need to work hard. And that's what happened. He changed the style, and he comes to be what he is today. And he fought most of his career in 160. And 154 is a big fighter, big boy, I say.
Now, Samson, you did mention that y'all have a lot of routes you can go in the division, and I fully agree. With the Herds up there, the Lubins, all those guys, there's definitely a lot of great fights to be made. But with the fact that Rosario upset the apple card, and this is like the third time that this has happened, and the winner was going to unify, do you feel like there's some sort of obligation for the Jermell Charlo fight that should take precedence, that should be the fight that comes next?
Well, this is up to the team of Charlo. It's up to the PBC. That is the reality. And the people, if he won, you need to make a survey and find out which one would be the best fight, that it could be the best fight of the year. I believe Jermell Charlo and Rosario. But again, this other boxer that he deserved a shot to the title, especially that he have an obligation with the IBF for his mandatory.
With Bakhram.
That's correct.
Now, if that mandatory doesn't happen, what's the possibility of negotiating with Eddie Hearn and maybe taking Rosario to Sheffield to face Brook and gain some international exposure? I think that would be the biggest money fight for Rosario outside of the unification. It will add to his profile. Brook is a big name. He's done pay-per-view in the UK with Gennady Golovkin. He's been campaigning at 54. What's your thoughts of that possibility? Would you be willing to have Rosario go to the UK and enemy territory just to face a big name like Brook?
Well, he's a big name, definitely, but I don't know if he can compete on the level that is Rosario. It will be, to me, a mismatch.
No, I agree that Rosario wins. I just think that 3 belts, the opportunity at Unification, UK pay-per-view, maybe you can get Eddie and Kell Brook to say yes.
Brook is, you have any title?
Oh, no. You got the titles. You got 3 belts. Then it's going to be UK pay-per-view. You know, Sheffield, he can easily do 30,000.
No, I believe that we have only 2 belts.
Oh, you don't recognize the IBO?
The IBO will relinquish.
Ooh, he let it go.
By the way, that is the news for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we sent a letter to Mr. Levine saying that we give up the IBO for another fighter to have the opportunity to fight for that title.
Understood.
So it's only the IBF and the WBA champion.
Now, what was the decision behind that? Since the IBO doesn't enforce mandatories, why not just keep that title? Was it sanctioning fees?
No, it's not about sanctioning fee. It's a decision that you never saw any one of my fighters that they have an IBO title or even a WBO title. We're not working with. Sometimes you need to take decisions that maybe for the people that doesn't understand. But an example, the IBO doesn't represent and recognize like a major sanction body.
Yes, I do. I am aware that the other 4 major sanctioning bodies do not recognize the IBO. That they consider them the lesser belt. I understand. Mario, you got anything else?
Yeah, one more question. Samson, I know you talked about, a possible summer date for Rosario, and I know we talked about New York being a great location for him. But when do you think, despite the fact that y'all have so many options, when do you think that we'll get an opponent locked down? When do you think that you can expect an announcement and a finalized opponent for Rosario?
Well, at this time, I cannot call them opponents. I can call them really challengers. He'd be definitely that top 5 guys: Charlo, Hurt, Lubin, and Harrison. One of these guys, it will 100% will be. There's nobody else in the radar. It'd be a really tough fight, and it'd be a good fight for the people that love our sport.
Absolutely. And you can't say when that might be announced or when you think it could be finalized by? Maybe by the end of the month?
I would say probably by April, because if it's in July, because definitely have a date in July. That PBC already will talk about it. So PBC will give us a day in July. So now, who will be most likely be in April, maybe late April, when maybe after David Benavidez fight in Arizona, or I believe that it'll be very, very close to say an announcement.
Beautiful. So, I gotta ask, what happened with the purse bid with Josh Taylor? I mean, you broke news. Everyone thought that you had won the purse bid and you were gonna, possibly have this title fight with Josh Taylor on a PBC network. And then you let the time expire to put in the deposit.
Yeah. Well, that it cost me $137,000. But the reason that I did a deal, I did it with a promoter in England. And when I did a purse bid, I say that it's going to UK. I never say PBC. Remember, I'm a freelance. I'm working with PBC, but sometimes I go to ESPN, I go to a different network. So I have a deal made. And then when I need to deposit the second $132,000, the people in England decide that he changed his mind. So instead to continue bleeding, or say an example, like I could say, okay, we're going to Thailand. And Tyler, he would never go to Thailand, especially now. So I saved $132,000 or $137,000, that it was the total amount. But I decided to, after almost 30 years in this business, and the honorable thing to do is to give up and say the truth, and not to say, okay, I taken to Thailand, that he will never come. That is a dirty business. I worked so hard for my integrity and my honesty. So why would I hurt a good guy like Taylor not to give up on the title? I will never do that to any fighter, regardless. That was the reason that I prefer to lose that kind of money and this kid to keep Taylor, to keep the title. And now we're fighting in May 2nd, and you have the opportunity to show that he's the best 140-pounders.
So I guess before we let you go, anything you want to say about David Benavidez? I know that he's going to be facing a new opponent now that Caleb Truax decided to go a different route. What's up with David?
Well, David definitely he will have a very dangerous challenger in Angulo, and a guy that he really can punch. I strongly believe that he will walk away successful, and I believe after I would love next May 5th, the Mexican Day, to fight Fang. That'd be the what I'm shooting for. Because everybody wants to see both guys fighting each other. You have issues, personal issues, and I believe the Cinco de Mayo will be the perfect day for them.
So
for both of them.
So you're saying Cinco de Mayo next year for David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant unification?
That's correct. This is my plan, but we'll see if it can happen. I believe that people want to see the fight, but remember, no Plant and no Benavidez is on the level to go for pay-per-view. But after probably 2 fights, it will be already ready for the pay-per-view.
All right. Well, Samson, those are all my questions. I want to thank you for taking this interview short notice. Always a pleasure to have you on the line. Thank you so much for always helping out the Boxing Voice and giving us access to all your fighters. Truly appreciate it. Like I said, man, admire your boxing eye, your eye for talent, and the way that you can find that talent, man. Thank you once again.
Thank you, and God bless you all.
God bless you. Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Samson Lewickovic, promoter to many, and damn right, great man at what he does. Great guy for TBV, always giving us access to his fighters. Man, I remember like yesterday when Rosario got the upset. It was like 2 a.m. and I hit him up with a voice message on WhatsApp like, yo, I need Rosario's number. And 3:43 a.m., whoop, he sent me the contact. So, dude, stand-up guy. Definitely appreciate him. Looks like we're in communication with Ronald. Well, I don't know, it's Ronald, right? It's definitely not Ronald on Box Records. It's more like Ronnie. So, Ronnie Hines, people. So, we will be getting him to call in just a bit. But, yeah, man, what did you think about the interview, brother?
Yeah, it was great. You know, a couple things that we learned. We learned that Rosario's definitely got a date locked down in July.
Which is good news.
Oh, yeah, that's great news. We also learned that that they expect to have an opponent locked down by April, which is great. And you know, listen, we do this job for a reason, right? We kind of already put out into the universe what we thought the fights were going to be, what options that were realistic. You know, you added Kell Brook, and I think that's definitely thinking outside the box and a great thing to do. That said, realistically, you know, these are PBC fights. They're going to be PBC opponents, and these are the guys that he laid out. And either route is a great route. It really is. I just feel like.
Give me a sec. Let me interrupt. Unfortunately, hate to do that, but we do have Ronnie Hines, American heavyweight, on the line, undefeated. Ronnie, how are you? Good morning. Thank you for taking out the time to come on the program, talk a little bit of boxing with us, and really update the world on who you are. So tell us, man, how are you and good morning?
Hey, I'm all right.
So give me a little background, man. I don't know Ronnie Hines, man. I got some interesting quotes that I'm going to hold you to in a bit, but I want to know, you know, who are you?
Well, my name Ronnie Hines. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm 6'6", with the record of 8-0 with 5 knockouts. I mean, I don't really know how to describe myself much more.
6'6", all right. Where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, man, you know they make great fighters out of Ohio, man. I mean, you got Porter, Easter, Broner. Man, so many.
Yeah, we got a lot of good fighters. A lot of good fighters.
So 6'6", that's definitely tall. That's heavyweight weight, or rather heavyweight height. What's your weight?
Right. I weigh around 235.
235. Okay, so you pretty pretty muscular, but I guess athletic, kind of like Deontay Wilder. Sounds about 235, 6'6".
Yeah, yep, perfect.
All right. So I'm gonna get right into this interview and get this thing juicy. For those that don't know you, it looks like Ronald. Why do I want to call you Ronald? Did you shorten Ronald for Ronnie, or because on Box Record it says Ronnie?
No, you know, everybody be wanting to ask me that all the time, but no, it's Ronnie. Everybody said trying to call me Ronald for some odd reason.
All right. Well, Ronnie says he believes he's the world's heavyweight champion in waiting. So you think you're already the America's world heavyweight champion? You just waiting on your opportunity?
Yeah, for sure. Of course. I mean, you got to look at all the world champions that before they was champions. They, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't know about Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. A lot of people just now getting, you know, even in the U.S., a lot of people just now knowing who Deontay Wilder is because of, you know what I'm saying, who he's been knocking out. he actually had the belt for a while now, and he just now getting recognition for the for being champion. But like I said, like I feel like I'm champion already, but it just nobody really knows who I am. But sooner or later, I give about 2 or 3 more years, everybody gonna know who I am.
So you're supposed to be getting Daniel Dubois ready for Joe Joyce. Is that taking place? Has it already happened? When do you leave?
No, actually, I'm supposed to be out there going out to England on the 20th. But yeah, for sure, I'm going for sure to get him ready for Joe Joyce, because my type of style, Joe Joyce, I mean, he gonna smoke Joe Joyce. He gonna smoke him.
So now you never sparred with Dubois before, right?
No, this will be the first time.
Okay, what do you think about his style?
You know what? Dubois he actually is like, he actually got like a sound fighting style. Like he can box, you know what I'm saying? Plus he got power. I actually like his style. But I believe getting in the ring with me, I don't know how to exactly put it, but I can give him a different look to tweak up his style to make him even better. To beat Joe Joyce.
I hear like some confidence in your voice, man. I hear like this swagger, like you know what you can do, and you're just waiting to kind of show the world, or not really show the world. It feels like almost like you're waiting for us to get to see.
Yeah, I mean, who don't want to put their, you know what I'm saying, their talents on display? But actually, it's funny that you say that, because usually people like, man, you don't sound confident in what you do. So I'll be trying to, you know what I'm saying, express now. I'll be trying to express who I am now, like, because I used to get a lot of people like, man, you don't sound confident. Like, you just do it. Just like, hey, you know, because I was more shy. And then I had a lot of people tell me like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying, this ain't no shy sport. You can't be shy in this sport. So one thing led to another. And then after you get a couple wins under your belt, you start getting the confidence even more.
So let me ask you, man, who have you been sparring with that gives you this confidence? Because I'm going through your IG and you know, I don't know.
Actually, you know, I sparred. You know, the only guy that I believe a lot of people would even know that I actually sparred Charles Martin. But okay. I got this heavyweight out here in Cleveland, Ohio. I got this heavyweight out here in Cleveland, Ohio. His name Alante Green. He's a great heavyweight, another great heavyweight that's up and coming. I just recently sparred this kid from Toledo, Alexander. I can't remember his first name. His last name Alexander. But yeah, I mean, great heavyweights. When I say great, I mean they're real great, and they give me the confidence, you know what I'm saying, to be able to brag about, you know what I'm saying, sparring, and give me the confidence to go out there and give me the confidence to even speak how I speak. So,
hey Ronnie, thanks for go ahead, Ned. Thanks, Ronnie, for joining us. This is Mario Munguia. Listen, I wanted to ask you, because I'm looking at your record, and you fought 4 times. I love that you're staying busy in 2019. You already made your 2020 debut back on February 2015 right, in a split decision victory. It was a 4-rounder. You've been fighting 4-rounders. Just talk us through how many times you want to fight in 2020, when you think you're going to move up to 6 and possibly 8 rounds, and walk us through that last fight. You know, split decision victory. Was it what did you learn in that win, and what good came out of that?
Right. Okay. My last fight, it was really scheduled to be a 6-rounder, but I guess the timing was bad, so they cut it to a 4-rounder, like right before I went into the ring. You know what I'm saying? So I get in there. The guy was, it's a real muscular. I'm not actually like a muscular build. I'm more slim, athletic, and he was real muscular. So I didn't want to go in. And overexert my energy. Mind you, I only been fighting 4-rounders, so I didn't know how to deal with like an actual 6-rounder. So I went in and tried to pace myself, which really wasn't really a good idea of what I did. But first round, I'm pacing myself, and he came in. He was like a spurt fighter, like to throw punches in spurts. Like he just come in, throw 6 punches, then stop. And within that 6 punches in the first round, he hit me with one, and it made the crowd go so wild and this. So the round over with, second round, I go out there. I'm feeling some kind of way because now I feel like the crowd on his side. So I get out there. So I say, all right, now I got to knock you out, So I go out there, and I hit him with a combination, which I don't know what combination I hit him with, and it dropped him. So now I got my confidence back. You know what I'm saying? So the ref then counted him out. He stood back up. Okay, we come back out. So now I'm just trying to jab him, hard jab, because now I see that he's scared of my power. Now I done showed him my real power. So he's scared to punch. So now, but one thing I did wrong for the rest of the fight was I was sitting and waiting on him because I'm thinking I forgot that it was it was a 4-rounder. We was going 6. So the whole fight, I was just waiting on him. But I outboxed him the whole time, so I wasn't really – the fight didn't go how I wanted because I wanted to knock out. But it is what it is, and that's what happens.
Well, I got some questions from the people. We're going to go out to Brandon in Cincinnati, Ohio, that says, does Ohio produce the most boxing talent?
Oh, of course. It's so many. When I say so many fighters in Ohio that's unrecognized, you'll be surprised how many it is. It's people. A lot of people don't get opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like the opportunities I get, a lot of people don't get them. And so a lot of people just won't never get recognized. But of course, Ohio produced a lot of fighters, great fighters at that.
So what's your promotional situation? I seen you with a GH3 shirt. Was that just a gift, or you signed to GH3 Promotions?
No, yeah, I'm signed with GH3 Promotions, which is Greenhouse 3 Promotions.
That's Vito, right?
Yeah, that's Vito.
Okay, they're doing a good job with his son.
Dude,
they're doing a good job with his son, putting him on some PBC cards. When they gonna give you some of that PBC time?
I actually be crossing paths, but it's something really always just like the last fight. It was supposed to be aired, but they was bad on time and they cut fight. They They was cutting fights on TV. So I just said, hey, you know what I'm saying. But like I said, everybody I want to showcase my talents on TV, but I don't have to rush. I'll wait my time, wait my turn. So.
Definitely. All right, we got some more questions. We got one from Israel Weber in Oklahoma. Says, no question and no pressure on you, champ, but America is in need of some upstart heavyweights because right now this ish is depressing. And all I hear about in regards to the future is F.A. Ajagba and Daniel Dubois. So keep up the good work, and we'll be following you.
Sure. Appreciate you. I'm sure gonna put the razzle dazzle on the heavyweight game. Just give a little bit more time, I'm gonna make it.
For sure. So I'm going through your resume, and you fought Grover Young, man. He's been in the ring with a lot of common opponents, a lot of heavyweights. The names go on and on.
Yeah.
Everybody's fought him. Not too many people have stopped him. You took him to decision. Talk to us about that fight.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to Grover Young because despite his record, that is like he is really like when he's in there, you can tell like I can't slip up. I can't let him do this. I can't let him do that. Because he actually know what he's doing. He know what he's doing. He'll tell you, like, I know what I'm doing. So it's like when I was in there with him, I'm jabbing. You know, of course, I'm long. I'm jabbing. He's slipping. He's trying to counter me. So it's like, all right, now I gotta switch this. I gotta tweak this. I gotta move this way. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have good ring IQ, it's like you gonna really have a real problem with him. Like, you would look at his record like, oh, I'm about to walk him. No, you're not walking him down. 9 times out of 10, he gonna walk you down. Win or loss, he gonna walk you down. And it's just like, I thought I was about to fight a bum, but no, he actually cool. He actually the one who got me. He helped. He
I love it.
Told me about my latest fighter though. He called me like, hey man. He like, you know what I'm saying? I mess with you. You a good fighter. You know what I'm saying, man? He like, man, if you don't knock this dude out, man, he ain't called me. So I guess he ain't messing with you. He like, man, if you don't knock this guy out, I ain't messing with you no more. With this and that. So he was telling me all about the fire, and I appreciate him, man. I appreciate him.
Yeah, man. Listen, that's what you call a veteran in the game, man. Looks could be deceiving, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So credit to you, man. Credit to you for making the necessary adjustments and pulling off that win. And that was a big jump, though. That was a big jump. So you took the fight because you didn't know him. Because I mean, before that particular fight, you were not fighting guys with that type of resume. Like, he been in the ring with everyone under the sun.
Exactly. It was more of a win. You know what I'm saying? As a fighter, you gonna take the fight. Yeah, I'll take the fight. And then, you know what I'm saying? You see his resume, you like, hold on now, like, shit. It was like, y'all, what y'all paying me to fight this guy? Like, y'all, but he a good guy, man. He a good guy. After the fight, he came and told me, like, hey, man, you need to tweak this because this is what I was seeing. This is what you know what I'm saying? I appreciate him. He a good guy, man.
That is what's up, man. So what's your training situation? Like, who's your trainer?
When I'm at home, my trainer is Marlon Davis. A lot of people know him as Push Davis. I train out of Glenville, Ohio. I train out of Glenville Recreation Center under Bob Davis Boxing Club. But since I've signed with my new manager, Ken Shearer, I've been having training camps out in California. That's how I ended up sparring Charles Martin. But yeah, I had a training camp down there in California, who helped me train is Omar Gonzalez and Courage Shabalala. Courage actually is a known not known heavyweight now, former heavyweight champion too.
So have you been able to get some work with your manager's other heavyweight, Norman Neely?
No, actually no. You know what? The time came across where they asked, like, hey, you want him to come up? But it was like I didn't know if I wanted to go to California to train or was I gonna stay at home, or if they wanted me because he stayed out of New Jersey. So I was like, you know, so no, I didn't want to go to Jersey to go.
Yeah, he out in Patterson.
Because I was comfortable. I'm comfortable training out in California or at home. It's just like I don't want to go train out in New Jersey.
For sure. Listen, I got a few more questions from the people. I got Teddy B in the Midwest says, growing up in Cleveland, like myself, what do you miss the most when you're away?
Oh, when I'm away, you know what? It's so hard to you know what? It's hard to explain. Like when I'm away, okay, it's like first of all, it's not that what I miss. It's just so different when I'm away. Because usually in Cleveland, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm used to people not speaking. You know what I'm saying? So that's normal to me. But when I go to California or, you know, Nashville, I mean, you got everybody so nice. So it's like, you know, I miss home. I want to go home where I'm just secluded. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talking to me and this and that. It's just, I don't know. It's just, well, and one thing other is the weather. just, I mean, even though Cleveland got some messed up weather, but you will miss it once you leave it. Like, let me go back home and just get used to my weather. Definitely going to California because I got winter clothes. If you go down there and you don't supposed to be wearing no jeans and no long sleeve shirt. Hot down there, man.
All right, we got another one coming from Matt Bent that says, when will you see yourself on TV and how do you self-promote? May I suggest using the Boxing Voice platform, calling in and using your voice to let the fans know worldwide and let them be familiar with you. So you kind of answered the TV, why you weren't on TV, but do you know your next time on TV?
Actually, I got a fight scheduled May 27th, and it's supposed to be on ESPN. So I believe I got to dive deeper in details about it, but yeah, that's supposed to be live on TV. That one's supposed to be live on TV on ESPN.
So,
but as far as go ahead.
Nope, I apologize. Go ahead.
As far as promotion, I mean, I try to get on Instagram, which people have been telling me lately, like, oh, you need to promote yourself better on Instagram.
You do. Let me give you some advice right away. I'm interrupting here because I got to give you some advice right away on the Instagram. First off, you got to change the NBA. And I mean, you sound like a rapper. Like, isn't there a rapper called NBA?
Yeah.
And no one can find you like that. Yeah. Like, you're a boxer. We need to look for Ronnie Hines, heavyweight. Like, that needs to be. Because honestly, your build, you look like a super middleweight in picture. Like, you need to let people know you're a heavyweight. I've been showing your Instagram to the show the entire time. Like, right now, you got a weigh-in picture at one of your ShowBox fights, and if we didn't tell him, I don't know. If I didn't tell him you was a heavyweight, you look like a super middleweight, even maybe light heavyweight. What do you think, Mario? Keep it real. You watching the screen?
Yeah, I agree. But I'm not gonna lie, there are some pictures floating around too where Ronnie, you look really big too. So it's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be fast. Do you think you're fast? Because I mean, you seem so athletic.
No,
like
I
can't see the 235, so I'm figuring it's speed.
Yeah, it's actually I don't like to actually just say I'm fast, but I'm fast. Like, everyone tells me, like, man, like Tyson Fury speed ain't got nothing on my speed. It's just like, but yeah, as far as my name, I know, man. Everybody tell me that, like, you need to change it. This is like, actually, I really don't be into the Instagram.
Bruh,
like,
and let
me do this.
You need more boxing pictures.
But I respect
you out here modeling.
Because a lot of people tell me that.
Bruh, you need more boxing pictures, man. You out here modeling. All your pictures is you look like a Fashion Nova partner. You better start tagging Fashion Nova, see if they send you some clothes with all these pictures you taking.
I need to.
You got that's the hey, listen, that's the only way to get their attention. Tag them, hashtag them, because you definitely
it's crazy
posing.
Yeah, my strength conditioning coach out in California, Omar Gonzalez, actually at the fight. My last fight actually sat me down and told me, like, man, you need to clean up your Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know if you think like like, all right, but she's like, man, forget it. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him because I really respect and I appreciate that he sat down and told me, like, because before I post anything, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, you lose the people, you lose the followers and this and that because you're posting this and that. But also, you gotta understand where I come from. So it's like it's business now, but I'm so used to not having to care about what people,
but listen, you don't wanna change who you are. I mean, I wouldn't go with the advice he said. Listen, you can post what you want as long as it's is politically correct. That falls in that guideline.
Yeah, that's what he mean. Like, that's what he mean.
So other than that, I just recommend changing the name and throwing up a little more boxing pictures so the people that stumble across your page know, oh, wait, this guy's a heavyweight. Especially right now, bro. Listen, heavyweight division is like I think my co-host said it best the other day. The heavyweight division is like the Apple stock in 2005, bro. It's like at $200 a pop right now, and anybody that got money better jump in. Like you are a product right now. Believe me, you'll see yourself in a meeting with GH3 and another big promoter in a few years if your skill matches your words. You understand? Because the heavyweight division is that. Look at Big Baby. Even testing positive, my man got a huge deal. Look at Tyson Fury. 3 years out the game, he's the biggest name in boxing right now. Like, look at Deontay Wilder, all the money that he's making. You know what I mean? Like, heavyweight division makes more money than any other division. So stay focused, my friend, because you are in the lottery division. You are in the division that casuals care about.
So tell me, give me a name you think I should have on Instagram.
Ronnie Hines. I mean,
keep it simple.
Listen, you can come up with your own. I mean, I think you have too much, right? Too much Hines.
Yeah. Yep.
Look, that's fine with us. I'm just saying your real name needs to be visible because casual fans have no clue that NBA_NU is you. You know, you just got to help them find you. Once they find you, then you can be like Adrian Broner. Like, look, Broner's already a star, and he puts whatever he wants on his Instagram. Can't nobody do nothing about it. He's still going to get 1 million views on Showtime. He's still going to get paid over $1 million. No one can do nothing, but you got to get there first.
Right.
But listen, man, we actually got 2 more questions from the people, and they're the same question you've kind of already answered about, are you still sparring Dubois? Is from Ruin 504 New Orleans. Shout out to you. And from the UK, Julian Williams wants to say, Ronnie, I read you were sparring Danny Boy Dubois in his upcoming fight with Joe Joyce. Do you expect to meet him in a potential championship fight down the line? So that's slightly different than just asking, are you sparring him? Do you see yourself fighting him in the future?
I mean, any heavyweight that I get in the ring with, sparring-wise, I see myself later on down the line getting in the ring with. But people that I spar with, I look for it like later down the line. Not sooner later, like 15-0 type. I'm looking for like 25, 30-0 type later down the line, like championship belts down the line. So I'm not really too worried about them right now. You know, so. But yeah, I mean, I am going to go spar Danny Dubois. I'll be down there helping him get ready around March 20th. So.
All right, last one. Stone Bone Boxing in Colorado says Crawford versus Spence, Wilder versus Fury 3, Joe Joyce versus Dubois. So you've already answered Dubois is going to beat Joe Joyce because he's sparring with you and you're the perfect sparring partner. So what's your pick on Crawford versus Spence, potential future fight, and obviously the already contractually rematched Wilder versus Fury 3?
You know what? I give with the Spence and Crawford, I give it to Spence because Spence he like a heavyweight. Here's a division, man. He like a brick. Like he get hit. He a sound fighter. He get hit with hard shots. He can take a hit and he give it out. So it's, I mean I got to give it to Spence, man. As far as the Deontay Wilder Tyson fight, I don't like to sound like I'm hating on Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder can't fight. He can only punch. Like, shout out to Deontay Wilder. Like, let me say that. Because he got to where he got with all knockouts. But when it come down to fighting, Tyson Fury going to beat him. I mean, both fights, let alone he got knocked out the first, not actually knocked out, but knocked down the first fight, he was still getting beat up. Like, after he got knocked down, he got up and was still beating him up. So it's like he really won both. He won both fights. But, you know, the first time they gave him a draw. But third fight, Tyson Fury. Only how I can see it, Deontay Wilder knocked him out. I think it seemed like Tyson Fury getting used to that right hand now. The last fight, he was eating them.
Yes, sir. I said that. He the only man I seen take that right hand and not look crazy. Like, he could take it and get up and not be drunk. And in the last fight, you know, he took that right hand and that shit ain't even hurt him. He rolled with that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, I don't know what more to say about it. Like you see him, like, shout out Tyson Fury, man, just for his 3 years, 2 or 3 year layoff. He came back. He was battling so much stuff, and he came right back, got back to it, and took the belt right back. So, you know, shout out to Tyson Fury. Shout out for taking Deontay Wilder right hand. That's hard pill to swallow right there, but that's a different man. So I respect it.
Definitely, man. Listen, Ronnie, man, I want to thank you obviously for your time. It is a pleasure. We're gonna get this doing. We're gonna be doing this obviously more regularly. I want to thank Rachel as well, and I want to wish you the best. Obviously, you dropped the date, May.
Yep, 27.
27. Wow, you got a lot of time to get ready.
Yep.
I'm gonna be looking forward to some Instagram videos since you got almost 3 months to get ready.
Man, look. You can look forward to a new Instagram, man. Some old boxing pictures and all, man. I'm about to call my photographer right now and tell him, like, we got to get more boxing pictures.
Let's go, man. Listen, Ronnie, man, thank you again.
You guys, man.
No, I appreciate
you guys. Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate you, man. Ohio Fighters, the best, man.
Listen, give out your Instagram and any other social media for those people that aren't following you can do so. How can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at NBA_new. Again, at NBA_NU, which is going to be changed sooner or later to Ronnie Hines. I actually don't have no other social media, which I know I need to get some, but right now just follow me on Instagram.
All right, champ.
I think you're good with IG. You don't need to be on Twitter.
Yeah, man.
I don't
listen, you in the gym. You in the gym. That's what matters.
Right.
We just need to fix it your IG slightly a bit because you about to hit the big time, baby. This is heavyweight boxing, man. We want to thank you once again for calling in and being part of the show. We obviously gonna do this more regularly, and you have a great day, brother.
Yeah. You too, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Up and coming 8-0 heavyweight Ronnie Hines. What do you think, Mario? I mean, great talker. Great talker.
Yeah, absolutely. He's very articulate. He's got like a real good character in his voice, a lot of pep. So, I tried to look up the card because he said it was May 27th, and he wasn't sure, but he thought it was an ESPN card. Right now, the only thing I see on the schedule is a Dazn card close to that date. So maybe it's a card that hasn't been announced for TV yet. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I agree with you. A lot of his pictures on Instagram make him look a little smaller than a heavyweight, make him look a real lean.
Like, there's still one showing right now that is like he's looks thin, you know what I mean? But still built. Like, he got the six pack.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you know what? He looks like
he's gonna fill in.
Yeah. I mean, he's young, right? I think he's 24.
Yeah, 24.
That's great. I mean, he's got like, I don't know, what's Joshua, 31?
Yeah.
You sure? Let me double check.
Let me check that real quick.
I know Wilder's 34. And Tyson might be like 31, 32, right?
Yeah, he's 30. Anthony Joshua's 30. He'll be 31 October 15th of this year.
Yeah, so look, he got 4 years to develop. No need to rush. You know what I mean?
No,
at 28, he can get some fights, and by then he probably put on a little more weight. I mean, it's just strange. His 235, because Wilder rarely gets to 230, you know? And look how muscular he looked in this last Fury fight. Comparing Ronnie Hines' 235 to Wilder's 6'7", 231, maybe he was. Ronnie is a lot more athletic build, so that's why I automatically associated it with speed. So it'll be good to get some eyes on him, you know, and see what he looks like.
You know, too, the one thing people have to understand is that while some people are born with just great genetics and while some people work out and great strength, there's this like old man strength that comes. And I don't mean like it as like an old man, like, but as you get older, there's this strength and size that develops in young athletes, and really everyone. It does, mostly everyone. But, you know, you obviously have to keep some sort of athletic, you know, background, or at least working out regularly. And when that comes, you start to fill out more. You know, it's not like you weren't strong before, you didn't have muscles before, but it's just this like old man strength that kicks in for a lot of fighters, specifically at the heavyweight division. So I can see it on his body. He has room to grow. I think he will grow. And like I said, there are other pictures of him floating out there from different outlets where he does look pretty big. He does. And, you know, I don't know how recent pictures are, how recent in between, but yeah, he is a lean guy, so he does have room to grow. So we'll see how that goes. But hopefully he's out of the 4 rounders by the end of the year, moving up to 6, maybe 8. Seems like he's, you know, ready to move his career along steadily. But I love the fact that, you know, what he said, he was like, look, I'm not trying to get to the top of the division by 15, 16-0. You know, I imagine myself 25-0, I think he said, by the time that he's fighting, you know, these champion caliber fighters in big time fights, which I think is a breath of fresh air. You know, you don't want to rush yourself, specifically at this division where it is more capable, where you're more capable than ever to promote yourself to an upper echelon, because the heavyweight division's where it's at, and everybody's going to start taking stock pretty soon, and they're going to start snatching these heavyweights up left and right. And they already are,
bro. Of course, man. He makes enough noise. He'll have an Eddie Hearn trying to co-promote, or at least offer him dates or fights on Dazn, just like ESPN. Everyone's in the heavyweight market right now. Showtime, and Showtime is look at even Impact. Impact is in the heavyweight market. I seen that Steve Marcano is having a meeting. It's looking like Don King even getting a date for like April 18th. So I'm telling you, Trevor Bryant and whatever. Trevor Bryant, Manuel Charlo, WBA regular fight is going to happen on Impact, it's looking like. I mean, nothing's finalized yet, but it seems that way. So, look, bro, to be 24, 6'6", 235, oh, my God. It's like a lottery ticket where the probability is better than the lottery ticket. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Or like a lottery ticket where half his numbers are already given, so he already knows that they're right. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. Like, yo, 24. Because think about it. Look, the division is so appealing right now that you got Christopher Lovejoy. He's 36. He took it upon himself to spend $3,000 a fight and go to New Mexico and get 19 fights at 36 to put himself in the mix. Because why? Because this is the time to bet on yourself if you weigh plus 200 pounds. Because, listen, Helenius showed us that one punch changes anything. And look, obviously Helenius is not a Christopher Lovejoy. He has the amateur background. He's been boxing. He's a vet. But I'm just saying, one punch changes everything. And, you know, having that bodybuilding structure puts you in that lottery, man, puts you in the running. Look, we're going to go to some of these live callers while we wait for Mr. Lundy, Hank Lundy, just coming off a win in Philly. I wanted to get him on the show as well and talk to him. I want to thank Samson Lewickovich for coming on the show early this morning. Thank you to him. Slid in right while we were waiting on Ronnie Hines. Thank Ronnie Hines once again for coming in. Want to continue to follow him. Like I said, heavyweights are booming. So, yeah, let's we got out to the sponsors already or what? Am I crazy?
I don't think we did.
Really? We didn't take any calls?
I don't remember. I don't think we've taken one.
Oh, okay. Good. So then we'll go to the sponsors and then we'll go out to the phone calls. Listen, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype if you want to call from anywhere in the world. You know, absolutely free. Just add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. And, yeah, let's do this.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
We're going out to E in Philly. E in Philly, talk to me by way of Texas. What's going on, brother?
Ness, how my audio sound?
I mean, you on speakerphone. We're going to try and deal with you. What's going on this morning?
I'm in the truck, big homie. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean, buck your policy. Hey, look, 147, 154, anywhere from the top 10 to top 15, man, mix and match any of them, I'm watching. As a hardcore, I'm watching. Now, Trout versus my man Bud, because I'm team Bud, so I'm with Mike, you know what I mean, on the Bud tip. If Trout looked good at 147, because I'm not sure what his last fight was at, it would depend on how he adjusts at 147. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Hey, when I do hang up, can you talk about what the Wickowitz said about the belt thing? Because I couldn't quite make out what he was saying when you was asking him about the belts. Hey, I listened to the show with Rage and Babe on there, and she was giving you props because she said the dude called her the next day after you had him on the show, and then you just got this young brother on here who I didn't know about. Ness, man, you doing a hell of a job with this boxing, man. Because I'm like you, man. All I watch is boxing. Bro, you man, you gonna be on some other level shit, man. I'm gonna be right there with you, man. And whenever I do get a chance to see you, man, I'm gonna hit this lick, man. I'm gonna put a gap in your hand, man. Because I love what you're doing, man. Really. And you got that brother to open up, too. You gave him good information, good advice. You're a bad boy, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Love what you're doing, man.
All right. E from Philly by way of Texas, man. Thank you for calling in. Looks like we got our next guest, Hank Lundy. What's going on? Hammer time, what up? What it do? Coming to a TV near you.
What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
Man, congratulations, brother, on your win, man. Just want to, you know, I've been following you from the very beginning, and I think I'm going to die following you, brother, because you're just a throwback fighter. You know, you do it on and off TV, man. You do it for the love, and you put yourself in the win column. You got another win over the weekend, I believe. And I just wanted to get you on, man, to talk about it, see what's going on, man. Shout out to D-Lee Promotions, always stands behind you, man. I mean, anytime you want to put on a show, they could definitely count on Hank Lundy in that Philadelphia area, man, and you continue to prove that, man. So I just wanted you to talk, man, about that, you know, because we get a lot of young fighters on here, and, man, you know, a guy like yourself that continues to stay relevant, it's like LL, man. You like the LL of boxing, B. It don't matter what year it is, Hank Lundy's still popping.
Yeah, man, most and foremost, man, we just want to show these cats out here, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. We still here strong. And like I said, man, I'm with a good promoter. You know, she thinks the world of me, man. We'll put up whatever. You know what I mean? So we going to fight and do whatever we got to do, man, to get that world title, man. All these young punks that want a part of Hank Lundy, man, step up to the plate, man. You know what I mean? Most of these guys, they calling out the OG. You know what I mean? I'm proud to say that. Like they can handle me, man. Come see me anytime you want. You know what I mean? It was another cat, you know what I mean, he was calling me out, but I said, yo, Bob Aaron don't believe in you. You know what I mean? I want to fight, but Bob Aaron don't believe into you, young boy. You know what I mean? But you know, man, I'm one of the realest in the game, man. I'm willing to fight whoever, man. I'll prove that year after year, time after time.
So, I mean, who is it that Bob doesn't believe in?
I forgot the young boy name. Oh man. He fights at 130, got some type of belt. I forgot the little young boy name.
Josue Vargas?
I'm bad with names. Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's him right there. Yep.
Puerto Rican kid from Brooklyn or Bronx?
Yeah. Yep. And I will whoop his ass.
He's fast,
easy
Hank.
Work with Bob, but he fast. Is Hank Lundy fast? Hank Lundy, look, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm 36 years old, and I ain't missed a beat. Hand speed, still fast. Bob don't believe in him. You know what I mean? Brad Goodman, I talked to him on the phone. Hank, you dangerous. We can't do that to our kid. I'm willing to fight whoever, man. First of all, young boy ain't got a pot to piss in the window to throw it out, man. And you want to get in there with the G like me? Come on, man. Step your game up, man.
So what's next in the meantime? Obviously, you don't wait for anybody. You guys continue to put on your own promotions. You just fought in October 2019. Then you just fought leap year of February the 29th on Saturday, same day as Mikey. So are you planning on vacation? You back in the gym? What's the next step?
I only took a week off from the gym. Yeah, I mean, that's because, you know, most people didn't know. I had cut myself a week before the fight. Yeah, I mean, I had a nasty cut, had to get 6 stitches. Yeah, I mean, in my hand, and it's like the palm of my hand. But I took a week off, but I'm back in the gym, today. Working on some things, man. Listen, we want all the smoke. We was trying to get that fight with that Russian kid. He fighting on Dazn card, at 140. You know what I mean? But they wasn't talking the right numbers, man. So, it was actually for the IBF title eliminator. You know what I mean? For the number 1, number 2 spot, whatever. I forgot his name. His name Ivan. I forgot. It began with a B, man. I forgot his last name, but that was at 140. The kid is a powerhouse. He only has, 2 losses. Last fight,
Ivan Branchek. Ivan Branchek.
Yeah, exactly. They weren't talking the right numbers, though, but, we wanted that fight, man. I want all the smoke, man. The dangerous fighters, nobody want to fight. Hank Lundy want to fight, but they weren't talking the right numbers, man. They was talking, chump change, you know what I mean? I was interested in that fight, but, I'm ready to get right back in the ring and go to work, man. I'm a dog in this game, man. People, they got a tendency to forget that, man. I fight whenever, whoever, and I stay ready, man. Never had to get ready to fight, man. That's one of my mottos, man. I always live by that. I was always ready to rumble on the street, so why should I have to get ready to fight these punk behind fighters, man? I stay ready to rumble, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Hank, this is Mario Munguia, by the way. Listen, at age 36, you've accomplished a lot, and you've always been exciting to watch and a very marketable fighter, both inside and outside the ring. But at age 36, what do you really feel like you have left to accomplish, and what's keeping you with this drive? What's keeping this pumping for you to keep going?
Man, I'm going to keep it like this, man. I'm going to keep it real, man. I feel like I'm the young B-hop of the game, man. They didn't give Bernard nothing. Bernard had to take everything he wanted, and I feel as though, and I'm Philly, if you look at it, I'm Philadelphia pride and joy. We got a lot of good names, but when you look at Philadelphia, I'm the heart and soul of Philadelphia. You know what I mean? I'm the definition of Philadelphia. So with that being said, I can't leave this game until I get a world title. And that's the only thing I'm missing is a world title. I have numerous of belts, but the only thing I'm missing is a world title. So I got to get a world title, and then that'll end my legacy. But at the end of the day, I'm the young B-hop of this game, man. I'm the heart and soul and the pulse of Philadelphia.
So, Hank, man, there's going to be a pretty big fight taking place in your neighborhood. And I don't know if this is too far of a step back, but these 2 young men have been able to garner enough attention that a television network came and picked them up. It's a new boxing network by the name of Impact Network. Uh-huh. They got to get the rights to the Austin Trout fight, and now they're going to be putting on the Michelle Rosado, Raging Babe, and Lou DiBella promoted fight with Steven Ortiz versus Damon Allen Jr. That's your division, champ. Are you going to be in the building, and would you consider them? Because, again, they made enough noise to get on TV. Is Hank going to be in the building? Will there be a call-out? You stepping in the ring?
No, see, listen. Most definitely, most people don't know. Well, some of the boxing world know Baby Damon Allen is my little cousin. You know what I mean? So I definitely will be in the building, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But I ain't going against family. We'll never go against family, you know what I mean? But, it is what it is. But I'll definitely be in the building, you know what I mean, watching that fight. But I'm rooting for a little family, man. Can't never go against family, man.
What does it mean to you? I mean, because you've been fighting in Philly, and you've seen the growth over the past few years. This card, it almost seems like there's like this revitalization going on in Philly. What does it mean for you, this card, and to see how far things have progressed, or in your opinion, have things progressed in Philly enough?
Oh yeah, most definitely. One thing about Philadelphia, man, that I love and respect, and I kind of did it when I fought, the kid Avery Sprouse. Most of these fighters in Philly, not just Philly, but fighters around the world, they won't give nobody a shot or a chance to come up. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I did. Me and Avery Sprouse put on a hell of a card that could have been a main event on a Dazn card. We handle our business, you know what I mean? most people don't feel like giving a kid a good win like that, or an opportunity. I'm not gonna front. I feel as though I won that fight, but he got the win. And my hat's off to him. But like I tell people, after fighting a guy like Hank Lundy, you never been the same. I fought 2 fights. This kid ain't been in the ring since. But it's all about taking that next step and growing and letting the young guys try to get on. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing for Philadelphia. One thing about it, we got a lot of talented fighters, and sometimes you have to fight. Home bases to show how tough you are.
Absolutely, you're 100% right. Now, I remember interviewing you in 2012, I think it was, for the Beltran fight, and you had said something interesting to me back then. I tried to pull the notes for it, but I couldn't find it. But I'm going to ask you just the question all over again. You've helped a lot of fighters. You've been there for a lot of fighters. You've kind of been that OG, like you said, for a long time. Are there any aspirations in training after your career is over? Do you think you might go that route? Helping young Philadelphia fighters to navigate them through the pitfalls, that you have so much experience with? Do you have any of those aspirations?
I do, but my main focus, I have a 1-year-old that loves boxing. He actually, be walking around the house, putting on my gloves, headgear, and going crazy. So I definitely be giving it back to him, because I believe, he will definitely pick up the boxing game. He's the 4th, and then my oldest son, he should be going to college after next year, and Villanova looking to pick him up, give him a full ride. So he took my football side and one going to take my boxing side. But, I put it like this. If a kid could come in the gym and, face all the trials and tribulations he had, with me, I had 4 little girls, at the time, and I was picking them up, taking them to the gym, and that would stop me go to the gym. So if I get a kid like that could overcome anything and stay hungry and do what I did, I have no problem training, because most of these kids, they got to understand and can't forget that trainers, or, up-and-coming trainers around the world, they take time from being, away from their family. So if that person is going to sacrifice, you have to sacrifice too.
Now, real quick, I know I'm going to go back to this real quick. I know you said that Damian Allen's your little cousin. Are you helping him with sparring, or are you in that gym daily? How have you helped him prepare?
Nah, he's in Crawford's gym. Damon Allen
trains with Bomac.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he's in Crawford's gym. My bad.
He's with Bomac and but if he was down in Philadelphia, I am not happened that Sunday. I took the stitches out that Thursday. Passed the inspection, where they check you, I fought, with a messed up hand, that's how bad and a dog I am, I wanted to fight, but gladly in the fight it didn't bust back open, my hand's cool, just resting up there, but, Dame, that's my guy, man, that's my little cousin, and I feel as though he's going to come out on top, man, and do his thing. I know Stevie Ortiz. I sparred with Stevie Ortiz. I sparred with Dame. I know who's going to win the fight. I can't let it out, but I know who's going to win the fight. But, y'all already know where I'm going with me.
Well, Hank, man, I want to thank you, obviously, for your time, brother. Always want to give you a big shout out. You've always been a friend to the show. We want to always stay up to date on what's going on with you. Look to see you on that Impact Network card and see what shakes out for you. Once again, appreciate the time. You can give out your social media if you want at this time, and thank you.
Oh, man, it's always love, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. And listen, don't be shocked if y'all see Hank with one of them world titles around his waist real soon. We working on something. I don't want to let the cat out the bag yet, but we would have fought for this belt, but they thought the guy that I fought, which was he had 28 wins, 3 losses from Argentina, they didn't think he was suitable for the belt, but we working on somebody else. My promoter, they looking for somebody out in L.A. So we will be back real soon. Just watch the magic. But my handle is Hammering Hank Lundy _35 Instagram, Hank Lundy on Facebook, and Hammering Hank Lundy on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, y'all lock in and
wait.
rock
So
with
wait
me,
a
man.
minute. So you talking major world title, or you talking like a regional? We talking a WBA interim, regular, gold?
I'm gonna put it like this: we was going after the IBO. The IBO world title was vacant. You know what I mean? So we trying to grab that, and then we gonna do what we do. If it's a possibility to come up to fight, you know what I mean? Any one of these guys that got like a big belt at 135, we there. We want all the smoke, man. We run from no smoke, man. But that's our main focus, man. We want a world title, man.
For sure.
And I believe we just do for one. You know what I mean? All these little fights, these people keep on calling, man. I ain't got no time for that, man. We want all the big smoke and all the big money and the big fights, man. Look, I'm one of the guys at the plate. You got Tank to just move up. You know what I mean? I love to fight him. Ryan Garcia. Give me him. You know what I mean? Golden Boy won't do that because they know I clip his wings. Give me Devin Haney. You know what I mean? I know somebody that reached out to him about fighting me. He said, chill, don't do that. Give me him. I want all the smoke at 135, man. Listen, come see me. Y'all got them belts. Come test yourself. Y'all say I'm old. Come test me, man. I want all the smoke, man.
For sure. Hank, thank you so much for coming on. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hank Lundy, contender in the division for sure. Always stays relevant. I definitely like if Stephen Ortiz wins, because obviously now we know that him and Damon Allen Jr. are family. That's a good fight for him and Stephen. It could be another television Impact Network fight. I like the Josue Vargas fight, Josue Vargas with Top Rank. That's also good. Top Rank has a lot of 135 pounders. Isn't one of the Adorno brothers 135? Let me double check. I think Joseph is the biggest one, right?
Yeah, I thought he was junior light. No, junior lightweight, junior welterweight. No, I don't know. You might be right. Check that. But yeah, that's actually the reason why I was heading down that path, and I had completely forgot Damian Allen was with Bomac. But the reason why I was going down that path is because
Adorno's 135. He needs a test. The thing is, it's like Hank said, the money ain't right? Because Adorno, they won't even put Lundy in with Adorno because Adorno just got a draw, Yeah. You're
absolutely right.
He was impressing, and then he got a draw, and he's never been in there with a name like Hank Lundy, and that's what I'm saying. Hank's name is still valuable, so Top Rank got to pay. But they do got 35 pounders, Maybe they go offer him a 3-fight deal or something. You know what I mean? They got some 35 pounders. He's just gonna have to go through a lot of prospects. Cause what is Berlanga? Berlanga's 138. What weight is Berlanga? Edgar Berlanga.
Man, let me see. I have it open actually right here.
He's trained by Andre Rozier. That's Andre Rozier fight. I've been trying to get this dude on the show forever, and his schedules just conflict, man. Edgar Berlanga. Oh damn, he's 160. I guess he's going down to 160 for a world title.
Yeah, because I don't see him at all in this division. So the Avery Sparrow fight. Like, here's the thing.
Damn, that's the one that I thought Hank was gonna win, bro. I thought Hank was gonna win that fight, man.
I thought he was too. But pretend that fight never happened, and now let's pretend that fight is gonna happen. Like, that's the kind of fight that needed an Impact Network. You know what I mean? That's the kind of fight.
Well, that one got TV. It just it ended up being Dazn Twitter or Dazn YouTube.
Yeah,
I remember, bro, because this was a Raging Babe fight. It's a little strange that Hank is doing business with D-Lee Promotions and not with Michelle Rosado, because Rosado's getting TV time over there. But obviously D-Lee keeps him busy, but he needs to holler at Raging Babe. This was a Raging Babe fight, this Avery Sparrow one, and the push from the media got TV time for the Sparrow fight. Sparrow hasn't fought since then. Remember, Sparrow went to jail. He got a warrant. He was supposed to fight Ryan Garcia. That never happened. And that's probably why they didn't look at Hank, because he didn't get the win in the Sparrow fight. Now Sparrow was a guy that he was willing to fight, and Sparrow at the time was only 10-0 1. You know what I mean? So or 9-1. So
9-1.
Hank will fight a up and coming prospect if you pay him right. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Well, he just said it against Garcia. He's ready to go, and
yeah, but I mean, he's ready to go versus Ryan like everyone is. I mean, you got Tank.
That's true.
Tank was just on Twitter yesterday saying, "Oh, let's go, let's do it now." It's like, you know, everyone wants to do it now. He's popular, but the thing is, money is always going to be the, you know, that's going to be the last sticking point. It's like, yeah, we'll give you the fight, and it's like, whoa, that ain't looking right. You know?
And that's why it's difficult to make, because while it's the first sticking point, it's usually, or while it's the last sticking point, it's usually the first incentive. Yep. So, you know, that's a tough route to negotiate, to navigate around. But like I said, I mean, that Avery Sparrow fight, that would have been perfect for an Impact card. You know, we would have been able to see it in that magnitude. Yeah, it did end up getting picked up, but you know, these are the type of cards that we want to see, and these are the type of cards, you know, from promoters that are, you know, another tier below the top ranks of the world and the Golden Boys. You know, then these are the guys that need that TV time. But yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see Hank back. You know, he said he's starting to heal from the hand injury and stuff, and it sounds like he's already cleared to sparring. Is that what he said? Or he said cleared, but I don't know.
No, he said cleared. He got cleared for the fight. He fought with
he said that, but
injury.
Yeah,
so you know, he's probably healing up. He took a week off, but he said he's back in the gym. But
he said he took the stitches out right
before the fight though, so that he could get cleared with the commission.
Got it. I wasn't sure if he was saying he was ready to spar or not.
But let's get out to these callers. Actually, let me go out to Marlon Sims, So Icy Pro Boxer. What up, Marlon? Marlon, you just listening right now, champ? All right. So we're going to go to Ohio Runs Boxing. Marcus, what's up? Good morning.
Hold on. What's good? Hey, come back to me, Ned.
All right. We going out to Juan in the BX. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good, fellas?
What's up? Good morning.
Yeah. I figured I was basically going to talk about the topic, that Jeison Rosario versus Charlo fight. That shit happened. That shit going to be lit. And definitely, esta vez yo voy para los dominicanos and shit, even though I'm Boricua, because that's what we do down here in the BX. Look out. So that shit happens. Ojalá que Rosario lo noquea ese cabrón. Aunque que Charlo's my nigga too, though. Anyway, y'all dudes have a good morning. Peace.
All right. Juan in the BX, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Caesar in Vegas. Talk to me. Caesar.
Yo.
What up, champ?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to unmute real quick. Yo, man, that Charlo fight for El Plátano, man. That's a dope ass fight. I would love that. Love to watch that, man. You guys are doing a great job. I'm loving the show. Get me through my day, man. Just want to call in and say you guys are doing a great job. But I'm just enjoying the show right now. So keep it up, guys.
All right, Caesar in Vegas, man. Thanks for calling in. We're gonna go out to Boomerang in Detroit. Looking like stainless.
Motherfucking murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Yo, TBV, what's good?
Good morning, good morning.
Stainless?
What up, Ness? Manchester Mario and this bitch. Man, I'm on that amnesia haze this morning. What you smoking?
Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, man, you can stay with the Girl Scout cookies, man. You need to call Stoneball and tell them to send you some monster cookies, man. First off, give me my crow from this weekend. Yeah, I did like most of us and picked Kobnoski and Scott Quigg, so that's 2 crow I need.
Man, that's Sunday's show. Let's go.
Is it? Oh, well, you know what I'm saying. You know, I try to stay real with mine. If I pick bad, I take my crow. Man, good interviews, man. Shout out to Hank Lundy. You know what I'm saying? He was one of those who confirmed he'd be happy to come to a TBV appreciation party. So let's get that going too. Man, I'm on some new shit today. Make sure that y'all keep pushing that thumbs up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all keep sending them 5-star reviews on iTunes. Yeah. But I'm on this new kick, man. We got Ness on the Ak and Barack show, or Ak radio show. That was cool. Now let's get him on like some Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? Let's get him on what's that? The Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? Get him on Sway in the morning. You know what I'm saying? With all these niggas who claim they know boxing but don't know as much as TBV. Let's see him on Ellen Couch and have her dancing with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be listening to what? I'm just saying, y'all be listening to all them other shows where these niggas know half a little bit about boxing. We got motherfucker right here who know more about boxing than all them people. You know what I'm saying? All them people in one room. So, you know what I'm saying? If you calling in the Sway, if you calling into the Breakfast Club, if you calling in Joe Rogan, call them motherfuckers and tell them they need to bring That's the Gifts from the Boxing Voice. Or get in a chat, email them motherfuckers, man. Let's start that campaign. You know what I'm saying? TBV on the Breakfast Club, TBV on Sway in the morning, TBV on the Ellen Couch. You feel me? That's all I got, man. As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because this is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
Stainless with the call of the morning so far.
Yes, sir. Nah, he's always coming with the power. We going out to Florida.
I'm on that lemon haze, by the way, just in case anybody cares.
There you go.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, his instantaneous, Chico Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch the left and go to work. Tonight, Roy. Let's go to work.
Good morning. Good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Kim.
Awesome, man. What's up, Ness? What's up, Mario? Hey, shout out to Hank Lundy, man. He came on here talking that shit. Boy, calling everybody out. That's what's up, man. But as far as the topic, I like Rosario Charlo fight. I think that'd be a great fight. I didn't know too much about Rosario when he knocked out Williams. I went back and watched his loss to Gallimore, and I was impressed, man, because even in that loss, I mean, to me, he was winning that fight. He was rocking Gallimore. He was hitting him with big shots, and then he got hit with a shot that, you know, gave him the Zab Judah legs, and it looked like his mind and his face, he wanted to keep fighting, but his legs wouldn't let him. So I feel like he's going to be real dangerous at 154, man, and I think him and Charlo will be a real good fight. So you know, but a lot of those fights that what was that, his manager that you had on? Like, he was talking about Lubin and was talking about a few different people, man. I think 154 is a real hot division right now. So, you know, I'm excited for any one of them fights he was talking about, man. I look forward to him. But yeah, good show, man. Appreciate the content as always, man. I'm out.
All right. Well, King, Florida, thanks for calling in. We going out to Lidslow, Decatur, Georgia. Talk to me.
Hey, what's happening? There's Mario.
What up? Good morning.
What up?
All right, cooling out here working, you know, listen to TBV. Shout out to Baldy. Shout out to Mike. I like the fight. I ain't gonna talk too much on it right now, but I dig it. I want to see it. So shout out to Charlo. Good shit. What else I was gonna say? God damn it. My bad, man. Well, shit, just shout out to y'all, man. The interviews. Good job. And to the guy who called in, tell him, that social media is critical, dog. You might not want to do it. Even if you don't want to do it, get somebody else to do it for you, my guy. And yeah, put up pictures, do what you got to do, dog, to make it, because it kind of come with the territory. You feel me? But shout out to him. Shout out to all the callers. Hank Lundy, keep doing your thing, guy. Can't wait to see you do another fight, bro. Y'all be easy. I'm out.
For sure, man. Hank is, like I said, man, he's the test that a lot of these guys need, and that gives them opportunities. I like that he's going for the IBO. You know, we get Mr. Iveen on the show here regularly, man. So I respect the IBO. I was big on Thulani Minj. It's my second time trying to get Thulani on a freaking show, man. He needs a Skype, bro. He needs a Skype because he doesn't get it. Let me go out to my ringer in the North Carolina. Josh, what it do? Good morning.
What up, y'all? What up? Good morning, man.
How are you, brother?
Great interview, man. Great interview that you had. I want to talk on that Charlo and Rosario. I think Al Heyman behind that, bro. I think Al told Julian, nah, don't reenact that. We get your title shot down the line, but I want this unification. Because I think he's going to try to push Charlo into a pay-per-view star, try to get him on pay-per-view here soon. So that's why I'm saying that. But yeah, I like that'll be a good fight too. I think Charlo will come out with the win though. But y'all got another show today?
Yes, we have the Joseph Diaz show scheduled. We gotta go
7:30 Eastern.
7:30. So we'll be live maybe 7.
Oh, okay. So y'all interviewing JoJo? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to hear that. Well, I'm out, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. I'm out, TBV.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. That's right. Thank you for the reminder, Josh, North Carolina. We do have Joseph Diaz Jr., IBF champ, scheduled for this evening, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, 6:30 Central. And I don't know what that would be in the UK, because we're on daylight savings. So we're going to M Base, new caller. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Who's this? Where you calling from?
My name is Steve from Allentown, PA.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, when you guys start talking about the Kell Brook fight for your man, was it Rosario? Rosario, yeah. I knew right away that Samson was not. They weren't going to take that fight. That's a bad fight for Kell. He's too big for Kell. He's too young for Kell. Kell's looking to cash out. So I didn't think that was an option. And the options that he gave, as you said, they were PBC fighters. So I think that that's probably where they were going to go if they didn't go with Charlo. But what I wanted to ask you is that why won't the Charlo fight happen? That's my first question.
I believe that it will happen. Why wouldn't it happen?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I was thinking, why did he name all these other three options?
Well, he said Charlo, but I think that, he's letting you know there might be a negotiation hiccup, right? Like Charlo may want too much. Charlo may believe he's the A side. Who knows what's going to happen when they sit down? I think that's where he's, coming from.
But Charlo was jawing like he wanted that fight right after Rosario won.
I mean, and Keith Thurman was saying he wanted Jeff Horn. Then he criticized Crawford for fighting him and beating him. I mean, people say things, especially after a fight.
He said he wanted Jacobs like 4 years ago. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. And the last question is, how do you think that this virus is affecting boxing at all? Have you been hearing?
Not yet. I mean, well, it definitely it definitely affected us already with the Bob Arum fight, right? He's no longer going to China and he's flying a new way out and someone else out to get them out of there. But it didn't affect us in Brooklyn, where it could have, because they've already shut down a lot of stuff in New York. So, I mean, in the long run, we'll see what the coronavirus does in terms of affecting boxing. I think in the short term, it's already started to on the surface affect us. Like I said, the China fight, it was supposed to be this huge China fight for Jose Ramirez, and it's not happening because of the virus. So, yeah, man, crazy that boxing already been affected.
And they've already canceled a lot of cards in Japan. Actually, I think they canceled them for a whole month, whatever they had. MMA, boxing, kickboxing, it didn't matter. They were canceling them all. So it's starting to affect a little more. I think it's going to affect internationally for sure at some point. Hopefully by the time we get to Fury Wilder, we have it under control and it doesn't really affect America so much in terms of boxing. But it's already, South by Southwest got canceled. They're talking about the Olympics. They're talking about WrestleMania. If these types of events get canceled, there's no way boxing doesn't feel it. So, we'll have to wait and see, but hope for the best.
Let's go out to Miami. New caller, 786. Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, brother? Who's this?
Want to talk about... my name is Christian.
Christian, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I want to talk about that Charlo and Rosario fight. I mean, it's a very intriguing fight. I honestly think Jay Williams is taking a going on the sidelines, because I think he's probably going to fight the winner of it, and I think most likely Charlo is going to pull through. So it does make sense for him to make more money to fight Charlo in a rematch than rematching Rosario. What do you guys think about that?
I honestly feel like he's not taking the fight because he wants to rest from injuries. I have seen J-Rock fight for a really long time, and I can tell you that the injury rumor has been going on for a long time with him, and it's been different things here and there. So I think that he honestly is resting because of the injury. Now, will that help him in the sense that he'll be able to be sitting in the wings once certain fights happen and certain winners prevail? Yeah, his name's going to be right there. So it could end up being financially lucrative for him, or one of the best moves he makes, taking a step back. That said, I agree with you. I think the Charlo fight's the fight to make. That's why I didn't even, entertain any other fight when Ness asked me earlier. That said, Sampson doesn't know what Charlo's thinking. So, you know what I mean? That's why he put those other names out there. And all those other names are great fights too. They all lead somewhere. So they're all meaningful fights. They all need to happen. But I agree. We need that Charlo fight first with Rosario.
Squad to Ohio runs boxing. Ohio, what up, champ? You on super speakerphone.
You turn it off?
You good? What's
Not
up?
too
Talk
loud?
to us.
Good, man. Good interview with my boy Rodney, man. Shout out, man. I talk to him almost every day, man. About the Ohio boxing, man. Yeah. Good interview. But we got Big Baby fighting this Friday too in Toledo. The real Big Baby.
Yo, man.
And,
what could you do to get me in touch with her, man? Hit me up on Instagram. I've been trying to get up with that dude for like fucking 2 months. Jesus, your speakerphone is crazy. You gonna have to just finish up on Instagram, Mark, because you got like trucks in the background going backwards and all that craziness. Let me come back to you in a bit. Stainless on the boomerang.
Yo, again, good interviews, man. As far as the Rosario Charlo thing, man, I like to see that fight. I mean, I don't see a reason why Al would keep Charlo away from it. I know that man been chasing them belts since Jermell moved up. So, you know what I'm saying, hopefully we get to see that soon. And I mean, if it's another fight, 154 is lit. So I don't see it really being a bad fight being made at 154. But I prefer to see that unification, if I'm being honest. Back to what I was saying, man. Call in to Joe Rogan. Call in to the fucking Breakfast Club. Call in to Sway in the Morning. Y'all calling anyway. Y'all listen to these old motherfuckers. I'm about to say something else. Y'all listen to these cats on YouTube, on what's that, Sirius XM, all that, man. Call in, man, cause this show the one I need to push, man. No disrespect to all the LDBC and all these new podcasters and all that stuff, but TBV, where they get their news from, and I know it because they listening to me say this right now. So even y'all cats, man, get on these other shows, promote TBV, because we all know you got to go through TBV if you want to get anywhere in boxing. So let's make that happen, man. Let's get these subscribers up to 500,000 and 1 million. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that TBV Studios, man. But it's a step-by-step process, and that's just another step, man. Get them on a bigger platform. You know what I'm saying? So Joe Rogan, maybe it's the weed talking, I don't know, but it seemed like it's making sense to me. You know what I'm saying? If he can get on show that he can get on Joe Rogan, he can get on Sway, he can get on the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? If he can get on Joe Rogan, Sway, and the Breakfast Club, then he can get on Ellen. You know what I'm saying? So it just sounds like I'm high, but I'm about building. So we supposed to be a family. We supposed to be a fraternity. Let's build together. That's US to UK, man. TBV for life. Now, as I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because this is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you stupid. Shout out to El Camino. Peace.
All right, Stainless, thank you as always. I'm hitting that thumbs up right now, turning it into 224. You should do the same on your respective device. Help the show grow. It's going to continue to get us this big name interviews and these up and coming fighters. You know, we're bringing you the future. Look, not everyone knows Ronnie Hines. Now at least our audience has been, given the opportunity to be blessed by him. We're going out to Marlon Sims. So icy, 7-0, 4 KOs. Scheduled to fight March 13th in the Grand Casino on a Showbox card. And we're hoping that, you guys, the audience, gives Espinoza that push to get his fight on television. Marlon, what's going on? So Icy, what up? Man, we need to do a giveaway, champ. You need to do some sort of giveaway. I seen you got the merch going on, man. These people need to, follow you on social media. Maybe every single follow on social media. Maybe some secret answer to a secret question only Marlon knows. And they could win themselves one of them So Icy shirts you got going on over there.
Yeah, man, that's definitely the move, man. I had to do that whole operation, get it together so I can start doing that, giving people a little bit more of incentive as well as just being a fan of the sport. But, it's fight week, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hella good, man. I'm ready to throw down this Friday. So, man, that's what I really want to just go ahead and say that. So, if I could use your platform.
Let me ask you, what do you know about Mr. Kendrick Latchman?
Nothing at all. I just know he is southpaw. That's all. That's which is. My last fight was with a southpaw, so I have no worries with that.
Okay. That was about to be my next question. Like, damn, when's the last time you've been in the ring with a southpaw?
Yeah, I thought Mike Fowler. He was a southpaw. A veteran in the game, 33 fights in the game, and I fought him as a southpaw. And the best thing about that is that I forgot he was a southpaw because my preparation was so good. I honestly forgot he was a southpaw. It didn't take me no time to get in there and get used to him being a southpaw, seeing the opposite, punches coming from a different angle. So the preparation was amazing, and so we still got that same preparation for this here. I was supposed to fight the Charles Clark guy, but he ended up having a fight, and he won the fight. But the doctor, he must have took a hit or something or whatever injury, but the doctor had put him on a suspension. So, we moved on to the next one. As long as I was in the ring, I'm happy.
So, BoxRec has you scheduled for another fight already in April, bro. What's going on? Talk to us.
Oh, yeah. So, we got the next fight set up, which I'm very happy to have that one. It's still in Minnesota. Like I said, I do need to venture out of Minnesota to really get my name ringing out here. But, yeah, we got the next fight set up April 25th at Canterbury Park, which is like I said, it's a better location. I just like the location because a lot of people can't get to Grand Casino Hinckley all the time just due to the distance that it is from the city of where I stay and where most of my following is. So, yeah, but we gonna stay active, man. We got a lot of things set up, so as long as I keep doing what I got to do in the ring, the sky's gonna be the limit. I'm gonna just keep racking up these wins and keep progressing and getting better every time I step in that ring.
Now, which is the show that's possibly gonna be on Showbox?
That's this Friday at Grand Hinckley Casino. So this is a showbox card. So right now, I guess I'm right on that. Not in a swing bout because we don't want to do no damn swing bout. How I heard those go. But I'm with the co-main event before the TV card come on. But things might change, possibly change. Hopefully it'll change, and then at least I can get even be the opening up on that showbox card, which would be amazing. Just so a lot of people could get, really get to see me. But other than that, I will be doing a live stream on my Instagram and on my Facebook page, both of them at Marlon So Icy Sims. So you can definitely follow me there, and I'll be doing a live stream on my social media.
Now, it's fight week, champ, and, I'm always astonished by how big you are for this division. 5'10", and fighting at 130, you sound very... Oh, you going all the way down to 126 for this fight?
Yeah, that's my targeted weight. So that's what the last fight was at. Or the last fight was at 130 just because whatever, just to stay busy. But I fight at 126, so the featherweight.
Look at that, even bigger still, and that's what I'm saying. You sound so energetic.
I'm like this on weigh-in day. On weigh-in day, I'm like this. I'm just geeked up because I feel like I cut weight the smart way, so I don't feel like I'm draining myself. So, I don't walk around super heavy anyway, so it's not hard for me. I just change the way I eat so I don't sit there and have to rely on being in the sauna, for, multiple times throughout a training camp and trying to make weight that way. So I feel like I do it smart, with something I'm very proud of, as well as I'm learning nutrition a little bit more. So, yeah, this is the way I am. Like, I'm like this all the time. I just did, on my Instagram, I just put out what I was doing the other day. I did a 7-mile run while I did a 3.7 mile run to the gym, and then I did 8 rounds on the bag, just light stuff, and then did a 3.7-mile run back home. And weight, everything's on point, so I feel good. I'm not, I don't feel like I'm overexerted, so I'm good. I'm happy. I'm geeked up.
Hey, man. Well, congrats, brother. Obviously, we're going to be looking forward to seeing any sort of highlights or anything that could shift around and get you onto that Showbox card. We're happy to continue to follow you, man. Once again, give out that social media for anyone who doesn't follow you can do so. And is there anything that, the public can do? Because has there been talks of getting you on TV? What about maybe their YouTube channel? Anything that you've heard that we can do or contact to maybe get that streamed for you, at least on their Showtime YouTube channel, man. These guys need to take advantage of this, and this is what I'm saying. The zones and the ESPNs understand that, and I wish Showtime would start to get that.
Yeah, man. You know what? Truth be told, I'm not sure what else to do other than get the numbers up. People, liking and sharing, I guess, my content that I put out there, just so and tagging them on it. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, if you want to really help and support me, and I'll say, tag them in it. Just say, hey, y'all just need to get this guy a chance on TV, just so the masses can get to me, man. I got a large following across the U.S. So no matter what, I got people that's really down and really supporting me. So that'll be the best thing. And then once again, my social media is Marlon So Icy Sims on Instagram and Facebook. So you can follow me there. I will be doing live stream of my fight this Friday at Grand Hinckley Casino on Showbox. So definitely, man, I just love the support, and hope that you guys go ahead and follow me on this. And, like, share, comment on my post that I put out there, as well as the Boxing Voice, man, for sure.
All right, Marlon.
Appreciate it, Marlon.
Thank you so much for calling in, brother. Thank you. We're going to continue.
Another smart fighter.
Exactly. Super intelligent. Super intelligent.
Yes. IG doing his thing. That's great. Doing his own profiling. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, because listen, I got to
branded his own. He created his own logo. He didn't wait for a big promoter and a publicist. He made his own logo. He's printing his own shirts. He's got all the social medias popping. Look, he doesn't just come on this show. He calls in the Trill Box, and like, he's not crazy. He's smart. So he's shout out to Marlon Sims, man, taking advantage.
Stay on Twitter still.
Really quick, I want to shout out Flavio Rodriguez. Is going to be fighting on that Showbox card as well. He's 9-1-1. He's coming off of a win, and which before that was a draw and a loss. And it looks like this is the second time now that we get a super chat from Javier Capetillo. So I'm really going to go with the fact that that's the true Javier Capetillo, the trainer from California, the guy that let us use his gym for our 2017 Border Wars, man. Shout out to you. I love that you listen to the show, and man, you got to hit me up on IG or something, Javier, so that we could get Flavio on the show before the Showbox card, because we got time still to get him on. What's today? Monday. We still got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So hit me up, Javier, man. We appreciate you allowing us to use your gym in LA, and obviously a fan of your work as a trainer. So thank you, man. This is what I'm saying. The show, man, you guys got to help us continue to grow so that we can get on the right platform, because, we're trying to give the platform to the Marlon Sims of the world, the Ronald Hines of the world, the Flavio Rodriguez's of the world, as well as the up-and-coming, not up-and-coming, but as well as the superstars of the game and the champions and such. But let's get out to Boomeranger in Atlanta.
Riding in the form with a form, 4 Gianos on my feet, and the paint look wet. Every corner that we been, there's another broke neck. Rolling through the city, swag game on full flex. I know you see me.
Yeah, I'm just listening to this. I'm at the JLB.
All right. Appreciate everybody that uses the show while they're at work, man. Just having us in the background and rocking out with us. Truly appreciate you choosing us for your daily, entertainment and
get you through that work day
and your news, man. Let me go out to Colorado, Stone Bone Boxing. Thank you for the question to Ronald Hines on Patreon. On that Axe Ronald Hines a question. I appreciate it because that definitely he gave it an honest answer.
Yeah, I always be wanting to ask guys, who be in camps, like, hey, what you think of the fight that they're going up? I done heard a few guys go the opposite way, and they usually let you know that something happened in camp where they like, nah, we beefing, like, he gonna lose that fight. He sent me home earlier. It always be something. They don't say it in public, but if you talk to them behind the scenes, they'll let you know. And that's when you posted the picture, I was like, he got to be a light heavyweight or something. And then I went to his box rate. He's 6'6" though, so he got the height. He just don't got the thickness in the neck and the shoulder area.
Which is crazy because he's 235, and Wilder was 231, 6'7", and looked way more muscular.
That's what my girl was like when we watched the weigh-in. She was like, "He's like a machine." she still don't know how Wilder lost. She was like, "He looked like he looked like one of the movies when the God come out of the movie. Like you've been looking for the savior or the hero. That's who Wilder looked like." And I want to see the Rosario fight. I want to see Charlo. I think Charlo got the strength and the size that J-Rock don't got. So I think it'll be a good one. He gonna have to come with a better game plan than some of those winging shots that he be throwing when he was doing for Harrison or something like that. Because I think Rosario is too big, and I think Harrison stepped back, so he's open for looping shots. Rosario is coming forward, so those looping shots go over guys' shoulder when you're coming forward. So he's going to have to tighten that up. That's going to be a real fight. Right now, I'm probably leaning towards Charlo just off of championship experience, but it's probably a 51-49 fight. I want to see it.
All right, Stone Bone, man, thanks for calling in. That wraps up this morning's show. Remember, we'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be having the champion, Joseph Diaz Jr., and I might try to see if we can squeeze in the Benavidez's and get that reschedule in since we had to fail on their episode. But, yeah, man, I want to thank everyone that continues to hit that thumbs up. I want to thank Hank Lundy, Marlon So Icy Sims, Javier Caputillo, Rachel, Ronald Hines, and who else we had? Samson Lewikovich. Appreciate everybody that called in. Don't forget, hit the thumbs up in the future, present, past. It helps with the visibility of the show. It helps us continue to get these guests. Big, little, small, we interview them all. Catch me at NestGTO, at Instagram and Twitter. Border Wars is out. You can catch parts 1 and 2 on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice and check out all 8 fights. They were fantastic. Just very good. Very good. Check them out.
Yeah, take it from me personally. That was one of the best cards, top to bottom, I've ever seen. I've covered just a bit over 24 fights in my life, and I've never been at a card, even when it's like a huge fight like Canelo Trout I covered, Pacquiao, Margarito. Like even then, it was like those cards, they were solid, some of them, but this card was crazy. I'm telling you, crazy. Hit me up at Mari Munguia on Twitter, at Mari Munguia on Instagram. Chop it up. Shout out to Michael Gross. Can't wait to have him back. Hopefully Wednesday, the targeted date for his return, will be the day, just in time for the flagship show on Thursday. We out. Catch us later today at 7:30 Eastern, or I'm sorry, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central for the another show, and we will have Jojo Diaz on at 7:30 Eastern. Peace.
Yeah, for the UK, remember that we are on daylight savings. So I guess Google it, So, but I think we start an hour earlier for you now, rather than an hour later. Really quick, we got some super chats I want to go to before we go. I want to thank everyone, obviously, that continues to support the show by super chatting or signing up to Patreon. Remember that your pledges and super chats go to ensuring that both Mario and Mike can be here and that we can cover some of these bigger events or go to some of these camps to get you guys even better, more in-depth coverage. Starting from the beginning, we got George Foster that says Rosario got a mandatory next anyways, if not Charlo. which is true. But man, that mandatory Bakhram could be given step aside money. I don't even remember Bakhram. How good is he? How do you pronounce his last name? Malatavi
Yeah,
or something. It's in the It's in the description.
It's pretty close. You're pretty close.
We got Ohio Runs Boxing says, "Let's go!" And I'm sure that's because of Ronnie Hines. Then he comes back with another one who says, "Ronnie, let him know who run it." And fist emoji. Then we got the Prince of Power says, "Ask him." Oh shit, I didn't see this, brother. Ask him, did Fury glove look funny? He's gonna be mad at me because he even hit me up on IG like, "Yo, can I ask the guests if I super chat?" And I said, "Yeah, I just didn't see it, champ." Javier Caputillo says, "I got Flavio Rodriguez fighting in the co-main event on March 13th in that show, which is on Showbox, which Marlon So Icy Sins will be fighting on." So shout out to Javier Caputillo, the trainer, which is crazy. Listening to the show live multiple occasions. I finally connected it because he actually put a fighter there. So, because, you never know. Everybody could be named Javier Caputillo. But he's actually using the platform to perform, he's actually using the platform to promote his own fighter, which will be on Showbox. So definitely going to be looking now, and we'll get a more in-depth review. Then we got TBV's very own alumni, Stainless, 2016 Caller of the Year as well. Damn, so long ago, man. We got to definitely plan an appreciation night. Honestly, that's what I want to do. But Border Wars is taking over. It's like a life of its own. And, people want 3 and 4 cards a year. So they're already thinking July 18th for the next card, which would have been a perfect date for an appreciation night, which I think maybe still can happen. Doing both events is just going to take massive amounts of planning, but we definitely need to start giving out some more awards. It's been since, I think, 2017 March was the last appreciation night and the last awards that went out, and since then there's been many, many Rookie of the Year callers, many Caller of the Years, many, many awards to give out. We've given trainers awards, we've given, Callers Awards. We've given Fighters Awards. Shout out to Hank Lundy, not only for coming on the show today, but he was also an attendee of the 2017 Appreciation Night. But going back to Stainless's super chat, he says TBV on Rogan, Sway, and Breakfast in the Morning, or Breakfast Club in the Morning, 2020 TBV for life. Yeah, man, that would be official if I could get on one of those shows. It'll definitely bring more awareness to our platform, and it hopefully attract some hardcores that, we talk boxing every day, every single day, like literally 7 days a week.
The only reason I wouldn't want you to go on Joe Rogan, and I've actually thought about this before, is because I feel like y'all would have this crazy ass dynamic and you would just become this new dude in demand. Like, I don't know. I watch a lot of Joe Rogan. I do. I don't watch every one of his podcasts, but I love how he gets on different people all the time, like physicists and, athletes and shit like that. But he's been covering boxing so much more. And a few months ago, it hit me. I was like, man, I wonder how a show would be with them. And I don't know. I think y'all would have a really good dynamic.
Yeah, man, I think so too. But I wouldn't leave. Like I said, man, I
don't think you would.
My goal is always going to be to be the ESPN of boxing, man. ESPN does a fantastic job covering all sports. We just want to cover boxing. The bigger the podcast gets, the bigger the platform will get, and then we can have more correspondents out in the field, for sure. Covering different angles. And if anybody wants to, I've kind of gotten away from this, but if anybody has any talents that they're hoping to express in some way, if you're a writer and you want to write, if you are a videographer and you want to cover the sport, hit me up definitely on Instagram, because that's like the social media that I answer instantaneously, and Patreon, right? Those are the 2 fastest ways to get at me. But yeah, man, we're always looking for New York guys, LA guys, Las Vegas guys, and anywhere in between, wherever there are fights, hit me up. But
and I'll give And I'll give just a little advice too, because you made it clear if you have any skill or if you have that, yeah, if you have that skill or experience, hit us up. But even if you have that desire, like even if you feel like that's something you could do, you don't need school. I went to school and I didn't learn anything that I used to cover boxing. At the same time, I didn't go for journalism, so that's probably why. Um, but I went to school, I went to college, and it didn't help with any of this. So, I learned everything from YouTube. I took Apple. iTunes University classes. I've taken classes in other things. Those are always helpful. But to be honest with you, the bare minimum, just start watching a lot. Just start reading a lot of boxing people that cover the sport. That's where I learned, and I think I was pretty good at doing videography. Not the best. I'm much better at writing, but yeah, man, just start watching, and you'll learn so much more from reading Dan Rayfeld or Steve Kim constantly, or watching TBV or watching Ness, videography or videos, that you'll learn so much more from that'll help you out in the field than any of that other stuff. So anybody can do it, man. It's not hard at all. You got to get the jitters out of the way, I guess, is probably the biggest thing for people, or was for me. And once those go, your boxing knowledge takes over, and I swear to God, you'd be surprised. If I wish every hardcore boxing fan could cover a fight, because you'd be super surprised with how little people actually know what they're doing. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's badasses there that know the fight game better than you ever will. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that are just, chickens with their heads cut off there. And it's no disrespect. That's the way the nature of the business is. It's tough to cover a fight and to cover the event. And that's what Ness and guys like Ness do. They don't just sit there at the table where their name is, located. They're walking around the arena. They're walking around the building. They're calling people, trying to get interviews, hitting up whoever. And so it's a tough job, but at the same time, it's something that if you're a hardcore, if you love boxing, you'll love doing it. So, just a little advice.
Yeah, man, hit me up on Instagram, or if you feel more comfortable talking to Mario about it, hit him up. Hit up Michael Gross on Instagram. That's what is it, Gross 1911?
Gross 1911.
Whoever you feel more comfortable talking about it and, getting a feel for it, hit him up, because we can always use some correspondence. That's the only way we're going to grow. All the assistance doesn't have to be financial. Having a correspondent that could bring in, the content or the relationships, right? Like, look, I wanted to get Joe Goosen on yesterday. I had to go with Randy because it was Randy's, idea that, Joe could have possibly been training Wilder. But it would have been great to have Joe come on and kind of, even though he wasn't going to give us the information because obviously he had an announcement to make, but I think our probing, the type of probing we do on TBV, we would have gotten a feel and known that it wasn't going to be Wilder at the very least. Then we'd have left our speculation up to a Pulev and an Andy Ruiz, but we didn't have Joe's number. I reached out to a few people, actually. I reached out to Ricky Funes, who I did have contact on it, and a few other people in LA to see could they get it for me, but it just wasn't any time to get it done. But yeah, man, it'll help build the Rolodex, man. So don't think that you can't help, and don't think that the only help is financial, because it's not. But yeah, man, I'm out. NES, GTO, Instagram, Twitter. Peace.
Peace.